Okay. Last we saw our heroes of the Onyx Circle. They had just recently got back from a trip up north to assist the town of Lateste in handling a certain giant problem. They succeeded in getting the information they needed on the giants for Lateste about what's going on with them. And you guys made your way back to town, collected on your bounty for the job, and you guys decided that you guys were gonna take a couple days off. You guys had heard that an event called the Exodus was coming up soon, just in a couple days after you guys got back, and that during the Exodus, travel to and from town is restricted, so you guys would basically kind of be locked up for that time period. So you guys decided that while you guys waited for the Exodus to start, you guys would get a little bit of rest and relaxation in. How you guys did that were wide and varied. Many of you guys spent lovely evenings with some of the workers of the Squawking Box. Some of you ended up disappointing the people you're with, Cletus. And you guys were just basically chilling until the Exodus started. You guys had spent 2 nights relaxing, and it is now the third and final day before the Exodus starts. You guys were made aware that a lot of the stores and stuff were restocking, and many of you guys were still waiting to hear back about some magical items that you had invested into and some equipment. You guys just fell asleep, and it is the morning of. And let me start off with, let me think about this for a split second. Corin.
Hello, hello.
You wake up.
Where am I?
You're in Yulan's room.
Am I alone?
You look around?
Yep.
She is no longer next to you. You do see a folded piece of paper on one of her dressers, though.
Pick it up and read it.
Okay. On the front, it says Corin. And inside, it's with your 2 days spending with Yulan, I'm sure you've seen her handwriting. This is her handwriting.
Yep.
The note says that she had a few things to take care of. The Squawking Box was requested to take care of something, and she was sent out. She will hope to see you sometime tonight, hopefully, and she wishes that you have a wonderful day. And she drew a little heart underneath all of it.
What?
Do a perception check for me.
Yeah, sure. Perception?
The piece of paper smells like her.
Oh. Does she have a mirror in her room?
Yes, she does. Sort of. She has a frame for a mirror that you've seen her use, but every time she leaves it, it just kind of disappears.
Damn.
I mean, you're more than welcome to go check it out, but...
Okay, check it out.
Okay, give me an Arcana check. Okay. You recognize a lot of runes and stuff along the mirror. You recognize that it is kind of like a transmutation magic, but the full scope of it is outside of your realm of knowledge.
Okay. Then I'd better not tinker with it. What about a clear wall or something of the kind?
I mean, yeah, she has walls. There's also the door.
Then Corin will take out his magic shulk and choose a nice wall and write "See you tonight, honey" and a kissy face next to it.
Okay. Give me a dex check for the kissy face,
Okay.
just for shits and giggles. It's
Decent.
not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. It's no Rembrandt or Da Vinci, but it gets the point across. It looks pretty cute.
Okay. Then Con will head downstairs to the bar.
Okay. As soon as you go downstairs, you see Cletus and Sin already there.
Morning, guys.
Cletus looks over. Morning.
I had a wonderful night.
Cletus just says, "Oh, that's cool," and he looks just kind of down a little bit.
Inside.
Sure. You get the sense that his night wasn't as good.
Cheer up, big guy. We'll have a nice time of relaxation on our hands soon.
Yeah, sure. He just looks defeated. You have no idea why.
What's better than seeing some giant dragons boning? Romantic.
Cletus looks at you. He's like, "I thought they were already done boning."
Damn. Oh yeah. I mean, having babies.
Sin looks over. He's like, "Oh, well, technically they've already had the babies as well."
Okay, I don't really pay attention to the mating circle of dragons, okay? Just putting it out there.
Sin looks over to you and he's like, "Well, if you ever want to learn, I can teach you." As he points a thumb over at his familiar.
That's disgusting, dude.
I mean, how do you know? You've never tried it.
How sexy is the dragon familiar looking at the moment?
It is currently just head first, smashing, going through Sin's food. It looks like a wild beast right now. It is not cute or anything right now.
I'll pass on that.
You can
Maybe
visibly see it pass wind.
Okay, I'll really pass on that. Maybe there's cute ones, but
He rolled a 2.
Not that into it, sorry. But if you're into it, I don't judge. Dude,
and
it's fine.
And just at this moment, Lady Catmare comes through the back of the kitchen and into the tavern. And she looks over at you and says, "Oh, hey, little one."
Good morning, Mrs. Catmara.
Oh, looks like someone had a good evening last night. And the night before, as she gives you a big old wink. And she has in her hand a few trays of breakfast. And she sets one down and slides it over towards you.
Throw her a gold coin.
She catches it. She's like, "Oh, thanks."
As a thanks to the establishment.
Oh, well, we're lucky to have you, so no thanks necessary. But I will take your gold.
I know you will. And start digging in.
Okay. It is a delicious breakfast, as you expect from the Squawking Box. You're not sure who's doing the cooking here, but it is lovely.
So, Sin, are you and your dragon a couple, or is it more an open thing, or...?
He just kind of stares at you.
Ooh, so it's complicated, alright.
And he just continues to stare at you.
Is there something on my face?
He says, "Yeah, it's right there."
I don't believe you.
You believe him.
Damn it. Lead us.
I mean, you could do an insight check if you want, but
Okay. Yeah.
you believe him.
Lead, what is it? I don't trust this guy.
Cletus looks over. He's like, "Oh, yeah, you got something on your face, man." Just he's gesturing like to wipe the whole side of your face.
Do I have a cup of water right now?
I would say yeah.
Then I'll see if I can see a reflection of myself.
Give me a perception check. I mean, it's not great detail, but through the light that's coming in from the tavern, hitting the water, yeah, it looks like there's something on your face.
Try wiping it off.
Nothing happens to it.
Would it be metagaming to do an arcane check, considering I know he likes to fool around with minor illusion?
It would be an insight if you're trying to see if this is an illusion.
Okay.
You're pretty sure that this is an illusion. In fact, the more you try to look in on it and like mess with it, you realize that it's not really interacting like it should be.
Okay. Very funny. I'll be outside real quick. I have to take care of something.
Okay.
Corin will go outside and start the ritual of what's it called? The illusion ritual. Limerick and silent image.
Okay, what are you casting it on? Or like, what are you trying to set up with this illusion?
I want to create a really sexy dragon.
Really sexy dragon. Okay, just give me a second. Gotta double check the rules on this because okay. So you left the building to cast silent image outside?
No, inside, just so they don't see me.
You need to have line of sight to do it.
In the door.
So you just leave the door open and you cast it right there?
Yeah, like so they can't see me and.
Yeah, you gotta remember from the door to the bar, they can see you.
So it's not gonna work. Forget it.
Yeah, let me just for perspective. These are the doors right here.
Yeah, okay.
If they're sitting over here, if you're standing at the door to get line of sight to make a dragon, they'll be able to see that.
Yeah, never mind.
Okay.
Corin will just continue eating breakfast, so.
Yeah, you fly outside real quick, you do a quick lineup, and you're like, no, this isn't going to work. I'll get him back someday.
Yeah.
Okay, so you continue to dig into your delicious breakfast. Conrad, you start to awaken as a large hand moves across your chest.
Morning.
Oh, morning.
How does Conrad feel right now?
Pretty okay. A little sluggish.
Alright,
not like drunk sluggish, like kind of like drug sluggish. Like you're just
drug sluttish.
Like if you took some like NyQuil or something like that.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, like that NyQuil. Like if you have a little bit of NyQuil and you're like starting to get a little drowsy. That's kind of what you're feeling right now.
What's NyQuil?
It's a cold medicine.
Okay.
They don't have NyQuil in Germany?
They probably call it someone else.
Yeah, it's probably another name.
I thought that was an international thing. Anyways.
Yeah, so he kind of wakes up. It's like,
Yes, and you immediately see and feel the large tiefling beside you.
I had a night.
She kind of scrapes her nails a little bit against your chest. It doesn't hurt, but
Yeah, it's just like you feel it.
she's almost like a cat stretching.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how they paw while they're stretching? Kind of like a little bit like that as she's like stretching and getting up as well. You know, the same.
Yeah. I had a nice night last night. And day. And night the night before that.
She's like,
he just kind of chuckles.
Yeah, she's like, I did it as well. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah. I was glad to have a nice day with you, he says.
Yeah, we should do it again.
I agree. He's kind of like, so this time he's kind of like stretching his arms, and then like he's actually he's gonna kind of like gesture so he can move up, like, you know what I mean?
Oh no, she's actually sitting up at this point.
Okay, yeah. So he's gonna get up then too.
Okay.
All right, I think I'm gonna head downstairs, just so my friends know what I look like again. He chuckles.
She smiles at you, kind of blushes a little bit. You know, as a tiefling blushes.
Yeah.
You know, just gets slightly redder. She's like, "Well, have fun," and she kind of like does like the little finger wiggle wave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very cute.
Yep.
You know, even after 2 days of this, it's still kind of weird to see Pain act this way.
Yeah. He nods, and then he'll get dressed and he'll say, "I'll catch you later."
She
and then
stares the entire time while you're getting dressed, like a cat getting ready to pounce on a mouse.
And yeah, like I said, he'll say, "Yeah, I'll catch you later," and then he'll go downstairs.
She gives you a very devilish smile with her pointed, jagged teeth, and she just continues to wave you out.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Out of character, I don't think Corin specified if you got dressed or not.
I assume so.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Just wanted to put that out there.
Well, not like Corin would care, but
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah. Yeah, so Conrad's out of the room at this point?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, so he'll head downstairs to the bar.
Okay. You head down and you see Daemissaries. Sin, Cletus, Corn, and Catmara all down there.
Morning, guys. He just kind of waves as he's heading downstairs.
morning.
Cletus is like, morning.
Woo.
Cletus looks a little down.
What's wrong,
So,
Cletus?
Nothing.
Insight. Yeah, I mean, mouse.
He looks down.
Hmm.
He looks defeated. And the last time you saw him, he was just relaxing in the bar.
Didn't have that good of a night?
I don't want to talk about it.
Fair enough, Conrad says, and he sits down at the bar.
Okay. And Lady Catmara disappears behind the bar as you're walking down and saying hello to everyone. And about the time that it takes for you to walk from the stairs, have your little greeting and walk to this stool, she's already back out with a plate ready to go for you.
Thank
So,
you.
How did Tame the Demon Child go?
He got chuckles like that. It went well. He kind of just like has that kind of sly smile to him, and then he kind of looks at Catmara like, "Can I have some coffee as well?"
She's like, sure, hun.
There you
And she looks at your neck and giggles.
Conrad's gonna he'll kind of feel his neck a bit.
It's a little tender.
She got you again.
He's like, kind of that blush red, yep.
Yeah, Corn, you notice Conrad fidgeting with his neck. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. You're going to take a drink of your water, as you look over and see him like messing around with his neck. And you look over and you see just the biggest fucking hickey you have ever seen in your life. And it just immediately makes you laugh and you choke on your water. You take 2 points of crushing damage. As the water it fucked up your throat. Like it hurt, but you're still laughing at the same time. Like very painful laugh right now.
Painful laugh.
Yep.
Oh, you're right, buddy. He kind of says, he's just kind of like rubbing his neck.
I'm fine. I'm alright.
Yeah, Corn's face is all red. He's teared up a little bit.
Okay.
Looks like someone just tried to put their fist down Corn's throat.
I thought he likes that.
You're not there
Out
yet.
of character.
Yeah, out of character. You don't know that.
No, that's just Mac talking more than anything.
Yeah. Anyway.
But you have a delicious breakfast and coffee before you.
He's kind of like goes like, "Ooh, thank God I'm famished," and then like
That you are.
starts digging in, drinking coffee.
Okay. Okay. Nat. You wake up, or you start to stir. You feel a large pressure on your shoulder as your body's kind of shifting back and forth. As you're hearing a whispering, Nat, Nat, slowly getting louder as you stir awake.
Oh, what is that?
Do you open your eyes?
Yes.
It's Damus Ares.
Ah! What are you... What? Wait, what am I? What? She's like...
Do you look around?
Yes.
You're in the common room that Damus Ares got.
Oh, the shared room.
Yeah, you are on a bed that was not there the last time you were in this room.
She feels the bed a bit.
It's the bed that you fell asleep on.
Felton. That says.
Yeah, Damus Ares looks at you. He's like, so when did you get up here, and how the hell did you get that bed in here?
I passed out. I probably passed out again downstairs.
Because I came in my room last night. Lady Cat Mara had to do some stuff, so I came back down to get some shut-eye. And when I woke up, you were here.
I don't know Davis Aries. I guess someone put me here.
He's just kind of staring at you with a raised eyebrow, like, oh, okay. Well, did you want to grab some breakfast?
I guess. She gets up.
Okay. He waits for you to get ready and stuff like that. He doesn't hardcore stare at you like some creepo.
What? Now that it looks back at him and says, what?
Nothing. I mean, he's not staring at you. He's just waiting.
Oh, waiting. That's still creepy.
Yeah, I made the point that he wasn't staring and watching you as you were getting ready for the day. He's just, just waiting as a gentleman.
It sounded like you were saying he was staring at her.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I was trying to equate that he wasn't staring at you at all.
She heads for the door.
Okay. He follows you down. And as soon as you leave your room, you see the door open at the end of the hall. And you see everyone's favorite cutie boy coming out.
You mean precious boy, Daylock?
Yep. And he looks a little tired.
And what?
He comes out and he's like, "Oh, morning, Lady Nat, Sir Damus Ares. How are you guys doing today?"
So Nat says,
Damus Ares is like, "Oh, I'm doing good," and Daylock's like, "Okay, that's good to hear." As he just kind of slowly walks towards the stairs.
Haven't seen much of you lately, Nat says, rubbing her good eye.
Oh, well, the Platinum Band had me assisting them with a few things. The mayor's been running them ragged, so, they needed my assistance since I was back.
Do you take any days off or something?
Of course. It's always good to take a day off to go pray to Bahamut.
She was gonna say something, but then she remembers who she's talking to, so she just nods.
Yeah. At the same time you go to say something, it looks like Damasaries went to go say something, and he just pauses, see that you went to go say something, and he kind of looks at you and smiles.
God damn, Sarah's why? That is, I don't know. That's kind of weirded out by.
Daylock walks down the stairs, and Damasaries just kind of looks at you, shrugs his shoulders, and starts following behind Daylock.
Yeah, and that follows behind Damasaries.
Okay. When you get downstairs, you see all of the Onyx Circle there before you.
Order, guys! Like, I imagine, like, Conrad's, like, has his, like, mouthful of food, and he's, like, waving at them, like,
Yeah, you come down and you see Conrad just digging into his food. Corn, very red-faced, kind of teared up, just, like, sitting there kind of, like, rubbing his throat. And Cletus moping on the bar, and Sin and his familiar just sitting there. And Lady Catmara. As soon as she sees you, she turns around and goes into the back room.
She sits by the Nat sits by the bar.
Okay.
out of character, so Conrad sees Nat now, right?
Yes.
Does she still have the black eye?
Slightly, yeah.
So Conrad would look at Nat like, what happened to you? And like, you still eating?
Give me a perception check, Nat.
Yep.
Okay, as soon as he says that, you notice that there's a big bruise on his neck.
That says, I fell again. But I know what happened to you. And she eyeballs the hickey.
It's like he's kind of like holds his hand up to it, like, yeah, pain. He just chuckles a little bit, and drinks of his coffee with his other hand.
Not just sits and waits for her food.
And after just a quick moment, Lady Cat comes out of the back door with 3 plates of food, and she slides one to Daylock, then one to you, and then she slides one to Damasaries. And then as soon as she sets his plate down, she brings up her hand and rubs the side of his face. He lets out this big old dumb smile, and then she just smacks it. And it's a loud smack, it echoes through the bar. And Damasaries just sitting there dumb-faced.
We felt it in our souls.
You did.
Ooh.
Any harder, and there probably would have been a shockwave from this.
Guys, save it for the bedroom.
And Lady Cat looks over at you, Corn. She's like, "Oh, never that."
Oh, jeez.
But you guys have a lovely breakfast before you.
Mm-hmm.
And Damasaries and Daylock begin to eat. And after a few moments of Damasaries shoveling down his food, he just kind of speaks out to the group. He's like, "So, what do we got to do today?" Feels like this is the first time I've seen you guys in forever.
I know, right? Conrad says. I've been in bed all day. Then he kind of I was like, oh, I just said that. And he's kind of
Nat's giving him a look. Just
insight. I want to do an insight on that.
Okay.
What is
I
he
mean-
doing?
Are you trying to hide your emotions or anything, Nat?
No.
Okay, then tell him how you're feeling, or what look are you portraying right now?
She's giving off a I'm not surprised kind of look. Pretty much.
She's just kind of giving you that Of course you did that. Kind of like judging, but not judging. More like just acknowledging the fact that you did it.
Okay.
Like it's not so much angry. It's more like just kind of poking fun at you.
Okay.
Am I right, Nat?
Yep.
He kind of did like a small, like, smile and that, like, hey, I gotta alleviate the stress somehow.
And Cletus says, "Yep, good for you."
Poor old Cletus. That's it.
And Lady Cat looks over at him and he's like, "I don't know why you're so down. You got to spend an evening with Gypsy." Ooh, Cletus, and I don't want to talk about it.
Ooh.
So, like, kind of Conrad knows who Gypsy is, right?
Yes.
Like, yeah, I believe, yeah. It's like, oh, so, he's like, you feel like he has to say something, but he's like, never mind. He's just like, doesn't say anything.
Yeah, you get the sense that whatever is going on, Cletus really does not want to talk about it.
Yeah, so he's like, yeah, he said like, oh, but then he's like, never mind. So what's the plan for today, guys? Conrad says, like, trying to change the topic.
And as soon as you say that, the front door of the tavern opens up.
Conrad looks to the front door.
And there you all see Melanodius in his lab coat with a pair of, like, goggles on his head that is, like, like steampunk, like, science where they have, like, the goggles that have, like, 10 different attachments and, like, they're just over the top. They're kind of like that, like, just very over the top, cartoonish spectacles on his head. Nerd. Yeah, kind of. And he immediately sees you, Nat. Like, his eyes lock with yours, and he just immediately rushes over.
Nat's head like leans back in surprise, like, wait, what?
And he comes, good, Lady Nat, right? Yeah, okay, good. I'm so happy. I'm glad that you're here. Remember how I said I was gonna be able to help you, this coming up week?
Yes.
Well, could we do that today?
Sure.
Great. Okay, because one of my acquaintances that I told you I was going to be looking to get some help with, and he's talking like a mile a minute. Like, this is probably the easiestly the most excited you've ever seen him. And he's like, oh, well, the acquaintance I was telling you about, he actually decided to take a trip to Latest. He was going to be dropping off a couple of special ingredients, by hand, and he figured he would surprise me. So I figured, what better time to test it than, having an expert who's, an expert in the field. And he's just going, like he just did a line of cocaine or something. Like, this dude is very excited and very enthusiastic. But he also looks like he didn't sleep last night.
Did you sleep at all?
Sleep gets in the way of my experiments.
What if you're making a sleep experiment?
And Meliodas goes to say something, then pauses, puts his hand to his chin, kind of like, he has like a atypical satyr, like, kind of goat beard, like a little chin strap beard, and he just kind of like starts like stroking the little bit of beard he has, and he's like, huh, that's a wonderful concept. Thank you for that. And he pulls out a little notebook and just starts writing stuff furiously.
New sleeping pills.
I mean, you don't know what he's writing.
Yeah, but that's the idea, Coronet.
Oh, okay.
What he's saying.
Oh, wait, do you say that to him?
Yep.
Okay. He just continues writing. Looks like you sparked some thought in his head, and he is just running with it right now.
So what's this about, Nat? Conrad looks to the pair of them.
Scientific curiosity, I guess?
Science really isn't a big thing.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to find a word for it.
Arcane experiment?
Yes, sure. Yeah, arcane experience. Experiments. That's what that's.
Melanodius gently whispers as he's still frantically writing down stuff.
Yeah, I also did a lot of experiments when I was a teenager. Fun times.
Conrad, sorry, yeah, damn it. You said he whispered something?
I was joking that he whispered the correct way to say it.
Okay.
He didn't say it.
He didn't say it. He
Did I
just continued to write.
Did I finish my food?
You're almost done. And Melodius just stops writing and he looks over at you, Nat, and he's like, "Okay, yeah, just could you meet me in my shop a little bit after high noon?"
Sure.
Great. Okay, I will see you then. As he just turns around and leaves the squawking box.
Well, it looks like you have your plans for the day, Nat, Conrad says.
I guess.
And then the door to the squawking box knocks open up again, and you see Melanodius walk right back in. He's like, "Oh, one more thing. If you could bring all your comrades with you as well, their assistance might be of some use." And then he immediately leaves again.
That's
I take that back. I guess that's all of our days.
I mean, I'm not
And
usually
then the
into
door
the
opens to the
group
squawking
things.
box. And then the door to the squawking box opens up again, and it's Melanodius. He's like, "Oh, and you, little one, your horn will be ready soon." And he leaves
Conrad, like, actually is quiet for like a solid minute. He's like,
again, just
Then he
expecting
says-
the door to open again.
yeah, then he says, "I'm afraid to say something now."
He certainly needs something.
Damasarius shovels the last little bit of food in his mouth, and he stands up, walks over to the door, and leans up against it. He's like, "There you go, Conrad."
Wait, oh, okay.
He's leaning against the door so it can't open again.
Okay. Thank you, Damasarius.
He gives you a quick finger crossbow.
He does it back.
Pretty sure that's not good for business.
Yeah.
He
Are
shrugs
we done
his
with the food by
shoulders.
now?
Yeah, you guys are finishing up your last bites.
Okay.
Lady Cat Mary's still at the bar, right?
Yes. She's currently wiping down stuff.
Nat
Yeah,
asked
get
for a
the
bottle
wine.
of that 100 gold wine. That 100 gold stuff, whatever that was.
She looks at you. She's like, I mean, you'd have to see me later this evening.
Crap.
We're getting our... Remember, I told you guys that we were running kind of low on stuff, so yeah.
Well,
We'll be restocking. We'll be restocking.
What do you have? Nat says.
I mean, I got plenty of ale and regular wine. I got a few other, a little bit more expensive bottles, but I mean, something out of your price range.
2 bottles of wine sounds fine.
She's like, oh, okay, not a problem.
she
Did
what?
Cat Mara leave already?
What, to go get the wine?
Yeah.
She's going to get the gold from her first.
Yep,
Okay.
I give her that.
Okay, this is 10 gold. And she slides it in her pocket and immediately disappears from the bar.
Alright, never mind.
And immediately returns with 2 bottles of wine.
Woo! That says.
Can I actually, and then Conrad puts down his empty water skin, can I get this refilled, please?
She grabs it, looks at you. She's like, I need to start charging you guys for this. Water isn't free, you know. And she like has this like kind of smug, like refined look to her, like a scoffing a little bit.
Oh.
Thank you, Conrad says, like, you know, kind of
She's like, whatever. And Damasarius chuckles. He's like, she's cute like that. And she comes back with a filled water skin.
He nods, and he actually tips her 1 gold.
She's like, about time. And she takes the gold and pockets it.
So, Cadmera, I was meaning to ask you, is there a possibility I could do some part-time work at the bar? Just as a musical performance.
I mean, most of the performers around here don't get paid for it. But, I mean, as long as there's no one else already playing or doing anything in particular, you're more than welcome to, entertain people.
Yeah, I was just nice having an audience, and I don't want to step on anyone's toes.
No, I mean, as long as you're the first one here, I don't mind.
Thanks.
Just gives you a little nod. And at this point, you guys are all done with breakfast.
And then Conrad will say, well, one thing I got to do is check on my armor. You mind if I meet you guys at that arcane shop afterwards?
Sure.
Just to give you a frame of reference, it's still pretty early. You got a couple hours till high noon, so if you go get the armor, it's going to be a moment until the rest of the party would join you.
Wait, so I didn't understand that. So like,
it's kind of early.
Is when we're...
Yeah, so you got a couple hours until Melanodius said to meet you guys. So if you go leave and get your armor now, you're just gonna be kind of waiting there for a while.
My mistake. I didn't hear the noon part of it. I just saw he said.
Yeah, he said a little bit or around high noon.
All right. My bad. Okay. So
yeah,
retcon that. So Conrad would say that. Well, I gotta go check on my armor, and I was actually hoping to visit the temple as well.
So, and Damasaries looks over from the door. So, temple shopping, and then head over Melanodius' last.
Anyone else want to do something?
No, I got no plans.
Same. Now start drinking her wine.
Cletus looks over. He's like, or he doesn't even look over. He's like, whatever.
Okay. Conrad says, like, just kind of like, he's like, all right, well, then he gets out with his chair. And I guess he starts heading through the door.
Okay. Sin gets up in daylight as well. And as you approach, Damasaries opens up the door for you.
Thank
Because
you.
he was already there. Who's going, who's staying, who's doing what?
Conrad's going with him, with Conrad.
Okay. Nat?
Nat's gonna ask to get her water skins filled and tip her some gold and...
Okay. How much gold?
Yeah, like two gold.
Okay. She winks at you, pockets it, says, thanks, doll.
I'm gonna need these. She points at the wine bottles. And she steps to the door. Well, wait for water skins first, but...
You get them.
And she starts drinking.
Immediately?
The wine, yes.
Okay.
Wait,
While
did you say
that-
she was leaving and drinking, or did she
Yes,
stay
she's
and drink?
Leaving and drinking.
She's gonna follow you guys while chugging on a wine bottle.
Okay.
While that's happening, Corin will try to take Conrad to the side.
Okay.
So, don't you think it's getting a little bit excessive on the wine front on her side?
Conrad will kind of like do a nuts, like he'll do a subtle look at Nat.
Do I notice him staring?
He said a look, not a stare, but.
Go ahead and give me a perception check. It's gonna be at a disadvantage because you're kind of blindly drinking as you're walking away, and he just kind of pulled him away from the group a little bit. So
That's fine. That's fine. Dang it.
you don't notice.
Crap.
You just like it's early morning, so there's, even with the reduction in numbers in Lattes, it's still pretty lively. So just leaving the tavern, you're immediately hit with the sight and sound of all these people moving. So, between all that and you chugging on a bottle of wine, you're not really paying attention to what they're doing.
That says, they're so loud.
What,
So,
the people?
It's just a weird noise to hear just so early in the morning.
So Conrad would look back at Corin and go like, "Yeah, I think, I think she's feeling a little stressed, understandably so.
Yeah, but a lot of alcohol can do some really nasty things to people. Trust me, I've seen it. If this continues, we might want to talk about it with her.
Yeah. Maybe we just gotta give her like another outlet for her stress.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Though no fire, that could.
Oh yeah,
Go
no, God,
the
no.
wrong way.
Howard's like shaking his head behind, like no.
Maybe I could teach her an instrument.
Well, Howard's like kind of like pauses. I assume we're walking as we're like talking, right?
Yeah, I figured that Corn pulled you back like 10, 15 feet behind the group, and you're just kind of whispering to each other.
So he'll kind of like ponder it for a second as he's like walking. He's like, well, one thing I could suggest is Payne's a very good masseuse, and very good. He'll say.
It visibly looks like Conrad melted just thinking about whatever he was thinking about.
Yeah, well, you said that to Corn.
Yeah, I'm saying that. Like, Corn, as he's saying this, like, it almost looks like Conrad turned into a piece of melting butter for a second. Like, there is extreme pleasure and satisfaction coming from the look when he's referring to the massage.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could fashion up a punching bag for her. Just get some of that stress out there.
So, Howard's like kind of pondering again, like, so we can kind of do this a couple of ways then, like, find some way to kind of unleash her stress, like, like i.e. a punching bag, or like just kind of have a way for her to relax.
Probably
like
both.
Yeah, maybe like we just kind of needed to give her like a day, like maybe a visit with Tyriok, Payne, and like maybe a day with a punching bag,
Yeah.
Where are you guys headed first?
I believe. Hang on, let's see. Trying to get a perspective.
No one really said anything. You guys said you were leaving, and then you left the squawking box, and the person leading the adventure is now at the back end of the group.
Yeah. So, hang on. Out of curiosity, where the Melodious shop is, like in the market area?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Conrad would kind of go to the temple first.
Okay. Well, you guys reach the end of the apartment area, and Damasaries like stops and looks back and notices that you guys are way in the back. He's like giving you guys like, wait, what are you guys doing? Like, let's go.
He's like, oh, sorry. He's like, and then he kind of looks around. We'll talk more about this afterwards, and then like they'll lead the way.
Conrad was just telling a few salty things about Payne. Nothing special.
Conrad gives like Corn like a look, and then like it's like continues on.
What kind of look?
It's like okay, like.
Sin looks at you, Corny. He's like, well, great. Now I really want to know.
You can always pay the gold and find out yourself, Sin.
Meh. I already had a good enough night.
What'd you do? I assume we're still walking, right?
Yeah. He's like, oh, I just worked on my spell book, but
That's what he calls it.
the first night, that night with Tyriok was pretty good.
Oh, Tyriok's yeah, I've been hearing a lot of things about Tyriok, and he's kind of like hesitant, like he's like pondering about it.
Now that's a sexy dragon.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't go that way if I went to Tyriok. Conrad says.
Wait, I have to think for a second. Okay, yeah. Corn, you've seen Tyriok.
Yep.
I had to think about it for a second. I'm like, have you seen Tyriok?
The first day when we were shown the different guys.
Well, technically that night, Nat had already gotten him before you guys went upstairs. Oh wait, no, yeah, you were upstairs with. Never mind.
Yeah, he definitely saw him. Yeah, so. And so Conrad just said, like, it would never go that way with Tyriok.
But you guys eventually make your way over to the temple. and you guys are right in front of it.
Mm-hmm. Conrad will kind of push the door to see if it'll open.
It opens.
He will enter.
Hey, Nat,
Huh?
you kind of got a thudding sound coming over your microphone.
I'm not doing anything.
Is anyone else hearing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
is.
don't think now.
Yeah, it was just, when you were speaking, there was like a doot 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 sound going.
I ain't hear nothing, but I'll look out for it.
Okay. You open up the door, and it is open. And as soon as you open up the door, it takes a split second for your eyes to adjust, but you do see the head priest facing away from you on his knees, like just in the back of the temple. There is various stained glass imagery of the different good gods, and he's currently kneeling in front of the most central one, which is Bahamut.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
he
guess-
does not react as you come in.
Conrad will kind of enter in and I guess kind of find a pew, I guess is what it's called.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll kind of sit in. Sit down, I guess.
Damasaries walks down the center in between the two sections of the pews, and right where the altar and raised platform is at the end, where the head priest is currently praying.
Mm-hmm.
Damasaries takes his hammer off of his back, puts the head of it down, puts it on the ground, and kind of like kneels in front of it,
Mm-hmm.
and grasps his holy symbol and starts praying.
Mhm.
Cletus follows suit and does the same. He pulls out his war hammer, puts it to the ground, and they both kneel their head and what you can only assume is prayer.
Yeah. Yeah, Conrad's gonna do the same thing. He's gonna, well, he's at a pew though. He's just gonna look down and pray.
Corin
Alright.
will move over to the stained glass of Corel. I'm guessing he's on that as well.
Yeah, he's on one of the outer parts, but yes, he is represented.
Yep. Corin
Now,
will move over there and pray.
Nellen just
Actually,
drinks
I
and
didn't-
watches.
Actually, I didn't ask. Is Paylor on one of the stained glasses?
Yes, he is.
I will go towards that one actually first.
Okay. It is the one directly left to the Bahamut one.
Okay, I'll go there, and then I will pray.
Okay.
And roll a religion check.
Everyone who's praying, give me a religion check. What are you doing, Nat?
Drinking and watching.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. You guys both say your prayers. Corin, what is your prayer?
For a nice relaxing time for the group.
Wait, what was that?
For the group to have a nice relaxing time over the Exodus.
Okay. You do so. Conrad, what is your prayer?
I guess his prayer is that things will be safe for Lattes for the Exodus as well as for his group, and that no innocent people will be hurt.
Okay. You guys all take a few moments, and you complete your prayers. I assume, Corin, you're probably the first one to finish, followed by Conrad.
Uh-huh.
Then Cletus gets up, and then followed by Damasaries.
Uh-huh. So-
But you do notice, Conrad, as you go to sit up, when you sat down, the priest was just kind of sitting there, like just kind of stone-faced almost.
Uh-huh.
But as you get up and you go to turn around, you do notice on his face he is smiling.
Is he looking at me or is he just smiling?
No, eyes closed, head down, praying, and he just smiled.
Conrad will just kind of like acknowledge that and like maybe like I guess nod and then start heading out.
Nat, give me a religion check.
Sure. Fair enough.
You feel an unease in here.
Yeah. Nat steps outside.
Well, it was as everyone was getting up. So,
She still goes outside.
So you guys all leave, I take it? Since you guys are... Okay. Yeah, Sin was just kind of sitting probably, like right around Nat, just kind of sitting there. Oh, I forgot Daylock also prayed next to Bahamut.
No religion check for him?
I did religion check him. I just forgot to say it.
Oh.
Okay. Everybody forgets the Daylock.
Yeah, I forgot to mention it. Because I have so many players to deal with. Anyways, yeah, you guys leave the temple, and you guys have Latest in front of you.
Nat asks, how did it go?
Went well. Conrad will say, does anyone else see the images moving?
What images?
The, what's called player tokens.
Yes, I moved them.
Okay. Conrad will then suggest that we go to the blacksmith. Because he needs to check up on his armor.
Yeah, Damasaries is like, yeah, it would be nice to see if they got anything to kill with.
You guys do that, I'll swing by the haberdashery. Wings to Conrad.
Conrad nods, and I guess they head out.
Daylock looks over at you, Corn, and he's like, oh, I mean, we could go to both, can't we?
Yeah.
I mean, we have a couple hours until the afternoon, so...
I don't want to burden you guys. It's nothing.
Hey, hang on, can I do a thing on insight on?
Yeah, Daylock is
Corn?
going to as well.
Insight on Cord to see what it's for, like if it's related to the Nat situation.
Uh,
Oh, well, never mind.
well, Daylock rolled a 19, so that's going to be 20.
It's supposed to be a secret. That's probably what he notices.
Okay. Is it like almost like an embarrassing type of secret? Like,
No, a nice secret.
okay, he's
Present.
like, he just kind of stares at you, like his eyes narrow, like, okay, I think I get you, Corin. And
Do you?
as good as one could, Sir Corn, as he kind of shakes his head in somewhat defeat. And Conrad, as you're looking at Corn to, like get a feel of this, your horizon completely flips, and you're immediately face down in the ground, with dirt, and you take 1 point of fall damage.
Ah, God. He kind of just like pulls himself back up, like, ugh.
Relatable, Nat says as she takes a swig of her wine.
As soon as you finish taking the swig, Damasaris reaches over and takes the bottle out of your hand.
Hey!
Do you fight it?
Yes, she actually does.
Use Dex or Strength.
Ah, crap.
Okay,
Crap!
yeah. He takes the bottle. Like, you try to resist, but, his strength is just too much, and he just yanks it out of your hand.
Hey, I was drinking that.
Yes, and it's also rude not to share, as he takes a big old swig
No, you son of a...
and then hands the bottle back towards you.
He sacrifices himself for the team.
You really could have bought your own?
And he took a huge swig. Like, there's a good chunk of this bottle missing.
Now, as Conrad's getting up, did he see that?
Yeah.
As Conrad's getting up, I'm assuming he's dusting himself off. He's like, well, the man did go toe-to-toe with a giant by himself, so I feel like he's earned a free drink.
Could have got him one later. Didn't have to take mine. She pouts a little before continuing to drink.
And Sin looks over at you, Nat, and he's like, well, the big lug's probably worried that you're going to be too drunk for whatever Melanodius wants help with, so I'm sure he's looking out for your well-being.
Have you heard that man talk?
Damasaries looks a little embarrassed by that.
Like what kind of, embarrassed? Like, just general?
Both parts. He just in general looks kind of embarrassed by the situation that's going on right now.
Can we move on? Conrad says, like, as we start to walk onto the direction.
I mean, you guys have been walking this entire
Oh, we have?
time.
Alright. Never
Yeah.
Nat just finishes the rest of the first bottle, so she can just move on to the second one.
Okay, go ahead and give me an endurance check.
You got it.
Oh.
You're barely like even feeling the drink.
Hmm.
Honestly, it's just making you want to drink more.
Nat lets out a grin when she shows the second bottle. Nah, 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 nah.
What do you do with the other bottle?
I was holding it.
Okay, so you just... Okay, so now you just got an empty bottle in your bag?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want you to be aware of how weird this is probably looking for everyone else.
Oh, yeah, no, you're just...
Set back up.
Like the-
Backup murder weapon. Backup murder weapon. That's what Nat says.
Conrad
Instead-
will actually pull Corin still with us, right? You'll pull him aside a bit.
Yep.
And go like, I feel like we need to do this plan as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's what I was going to the haberdashery for.
do you find?
Get some leather fashioned into a bag and fill it with sand.
Yeah, okay, okay, that sounds good. Conrad says, and he kind of like goes back to the group.
Okay, you guys make your way over to the Smith and Haberdashery.
Mhm.
Corin, you get up to the haberdashery, and as you get inside, you see the Walton family. And as you go through the door, you see Mrs. Walton look up at you, and she's like, "Oh, good morning."
Good morning, fine miss. How's the husband doing?
Oh, fine. Tired from work, but you know how it is.
Yeah, he's doing a lot for the city.
She kind of blushes at that.
So, I would like to have something made.
Sure. What can I help you with?
A kind of punching bag?
A punching bag?
So, the idea would be fashion a bag out of leather, fill it with sand, and add rope so you can hang it from the ceiling.
I mean, I could assist you in getting the material, for the bag itself, but, I really don't deal with sand or rope or things like that.
Yeah, the thing I'd ask of you would be the back part.
Well, how big do you need it?
Like, damn, I couldn't say the measurements in feet. Like regular punching bag size, converted to feet and stuff.
Okay. So you give her the dimensions of what you picture a punching bag to be?
Yeah.
Okay. She's like, yeah, I could do that. And she like goes over to her materials and stuff like that. She doesn't have a lot of like really super thick leather. And a lot of it's kind of thin on the thin end. You think it might work for a while, but with Nat being as strong as she is, you don't know how well it would really keep up. But she shows it to you and she says, would something like this work?
Would you be able to get something more durable?
Well, I could, but then that might hamper my ability to sew it up.
Okay, this should be fine for now.
Okay. Sure. Just give me a few days. Let's say 3 days, and for the leather and the sewing and the time, let's say 5 gold. No, make it 10. It's kind of a tricky thing to make.
Could I pay a little bit extra to have it made more quickly?
No, not really. It's the time that it would take is, this is the first time I've made something like this, so it might actually take 1 or 2 tries for me to get it right.
Okay. Well, he gives her the gold.
And she says, "Okay, I will get working on that immediately."
So, any suggestions where to get the rope and the sand?
Well, I mean, sand isn't something that many people sell. I wouldn't think. But for the rope, I'm sure Valmart would probably be the best bet.
Okay. Thanks a lot. I'll snow by soon.
Okay. She's like, "Okay. Be sure to check back in 3 days. It should be ready by then."
Thank you very much. See ya then.
She gives a nod and a wave as you head out. Where are you going next?
The Smith.
Oh, you guys are at the Smith. I'm asking where
Okay.
Corn wanted to go.
Alright, my bad.
Walmart.
Valmart?
Walmart.
You guys get up to the Smith, and you see the stacks pillowing with smoke as you approach, as Corn peels off to go to the haberdashery.
Mm-hmm.
You go inside?
Yep.
You enter, and you see Bilmar and Bomar 2.0. Bomar 2.0 is busy working away, and you see Bilmar kind of huddled up a little bit, like with almost like a blanket, over on a stool next to one of the bars where he has a lot of his armor and stuff on display, and he's just kind of sitting there, kind of bundled up a little bit.
Hello, Conrad says as he enters.
Bilmar looks over. He's like, "Hi, hello." He does
You
not
alright
look
there?
great. No, I just, caught a bit of the sick that's been going around lately.
Oh. Out of character, would it be, I guess, medicine or something like that, just to see if it's like a cold or something like that?
Are you trying to identify it, or are you trying to fix it?
Just identify it.
I guess that would be a heal check.
Okay. And that would just be me, like, guessing it, right? Not like me actually inspecting him, right?
You probably have to get up and look at him pretty close.
Alright, never mind. So, Conrad would say, I'm sorry to hear that. I was actually just coming in to check on the stats of my armor.
Yeah, sorry about that. My whole work schedule's been behind. Damnedest thing, I was hoping Bomar 2.0 with his work efficiency would, get me ahead of my schedule, but damnedest thing, I get sick a couple days ago, and he stops working, and he starts taking care of me. And you hear in a robotic-sounding voice, "That is what I should do, brother." Coming from Bomar 2.0.
Oh, wow. Just kind of a little bit surprised by, the speech.
Yeah, everyone else is, at least the people I'm controlling, like, Cletus is, like, staring at it, like, leans over, he's like, "I thought it couldn't talk."
Well, Conrad will kind of look back to Bilmar and like, well, that's not necessarily too much of a bad thing, that he's taking care of you.
Aye, but the thing is he's not supposed to. He wasn't made to do anything like that. The only thing that was input into him was just the skills and training of us being, smiths. Hey, he's not even supposed to be able to talk, but the damnedest thing, as soon as I started getting sick, the first day wasn't too bad, but as soon as I really started taking ill, like, he started talking and taking care of me. It's a little unsightly, but, it has been a help.
Oh, I just thought I was hitting the boost too hard. I guess not. She takes a swig.
Conrad just kind of like rolls his eyes at that, and it was like,
What about your hide? We just finished the last finishing touches on it. And, he goes to look over at Bomar 2.0, and Bomar, before he even gets to say anything, Bomar's like, Don't worry, I will retrieve it, brother. As Bomar stops what he's doing and goes behind the door in the back of the shop, and after a few moments, you hear a couple cluttering and stuff like that, and he comes out with a large box, and he walks over to the counter and sets it down. This is for you, Horned One.
Thank you, Conrad says, and he kind of looks at the box and opens it.
Inside the box, you see folded up your Manticore hide armor.
Nice. And Cairo kind of like pick it up and kind of like look at it a bit, like kind of like admire it.
It's a bit heavy, heavier than you used to, but very well made.
Mm-hmm.
The Manticore hide is still flexible, but it has a lot more resistance than a hide should.
Mm-hmm.
And Billmar looks over. He's like, "Yeah, it's one of the best hide sets I think I've ever made." While we were working on it, we even had a few people who showed some interest in getting themselves a set.
Oh, would you happen to know their names?
Captain Welton was one of them.
Okay.
Then there's a trader that comes in and out of Latesse all the time. Telnar. He usually opens up one of the booths in the market area.
Okay. So hang on, just so I have that. It was Telnar,
Yes.
who was a market the operator, right?
Yeah, he's a traveling trader who sets up booths in the market. And you've seen the market, like they have empty stalls out there that some days have shops and some days don't. You can only assume that they must have some type of system.
And that was Captain Welton and who else?
That was it.
I thought there was 3 people.
Oh, did I say 3 people?
Yeah, I thought there was a 3rd one.
I immediately forgot then. Sorry, it's a little bit warm.
No problem.
As I start spraying my body with this spray bottle.
All right, well, I can move on, like, if that's okay. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
I can't remember if I did say 3rd one.
All right, no problem. Kind of like, oh, interesting. And he'll kind of put the, I guess he'll put it back in the box and then put it in the bag of holding.
Okay. He's like, yeah, they, I mean, Captain Welton, once he heard that it was a special set for you, he immediately retracted it. But Telmar, like, he did give me some pretty good offers on it.
Ooh.
If you were the heroes of the town, I might have tried to renege on our deal somehow. He kind of chuckles, but it's a half-hearted chuckle. Like, he's trying to make a joke. It's kind of falling short because he's obviously sick.
All right, well, thanks for keeping it for me. And then Conrad will kind of look to the guys like, you guys see anything you want?
Something catches your eyes, Conrad.
Oh, what does he see?
Over on one of the bar sections, you see some arrows.
Conrad kind of goes like wide eyed, like, ooh, like, then he kind of goes over there, like,
yes. You're like, did you see anything? And Damus Aries goes to say something, but you immediately turn, see the arrows, and walk away from him. He's like, never mind. He just kind of puts his hands on his hip, like, tries to pretend that didn't happen.
Carl kind of like look back to Bill Maher and go like, you guys sell arrows now? And he's like kind of all giddy.
Oh, that's actually just the leftover stock of the long shaft.
Oh, he sounds like slightly disappointed, but like then he looks at the arrows like, so what ones are these?
You recognize a few of these.
Okay.
There is the Shiver Strike arrow.
Mm-hmm.
The Shadow Shaft arrow, the Firestorm arrow, and Lightning arrow. There is one of each.
So the Shiver Shaft one, I can't remember. One of them was like they shot like a bunch of arrows, right?
Yeah, the Shiver Strike is like a shrapnel arrow.
Okay. I know what the lightning and fire arrow do. What does the other one do though?
The Shadow Shaft, basically, you hit it and it's like a smoke arrow.
Like damaging smoke or just smoke?
Smoke, but let me double check. Yeah, I'd rather double check just in case that I'm not messing it up. I wrote smoke arrow next to it, so I'm pretty sure. It's not how you spell shadow at all. Items, category, ammunition, search. Okay, Mordecai's. Sorry, audience and players. I should have copied this out. Other Mordecai's. Give me a quick moment. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. It's a song that never ends. Oh, nope. So, really wish they put these in a different section. Why am I not finding it? Weapons, armors. Oh, there it goes. Magical ammunition. Shadow Shaft. Yes, it literally just creates a smoke bomb.
Okay. Then Carl asks, how much for each?
It is 65 gold for the Shiver Strike and Shadow Shaft. 45 gold for the Firestorm and Lightning.
So hang on, let me do some quick math. So 130. So 220 total for all of them?
I believe so.
I think it's like 65, 65, 45, 45. Yeah. Carl will go like, I'll take them.
You gonna take them all?
Yep.
Okay.
I will deduct. Carl will hand the gold over to either Bilmar or Bomar, whoever's accepting it.
Bomar is. As soon as you go to do that, he walks over, like, grabs the arrows, bundles them up in some fabric, and takes your gold and hands you the arrows.
Thank you. He kind of, like, again, a little giddy.
Yeah. Give me a second, and I will have the stats for you.
Yeah.
But we'll go ahead and continue.
Yep.
And Bomar 2.0 looks towards the group. He's like, "Is there anything else I can assist you with today?"
Nat nudges Demosaries.
He kind of looks at you like, "What?"
Didn't you want something?
I mean, he just kind of like looks around for a moment, like, I mean, I'm good for now.
Conrad will kind of. Actually, never mind.
Okay.
And Conrad, just kind of gleefully takes the arrows, puts them away, and yeah, Conrad will be like, "Well, I am very happy with my purchase."
Okay. Does anyone else need anything from this store?
Nope.
Okay. Damon Sayers is like, no, I think we should all be good. As he looks around, seeing that no one had really shown interest, he's like, Damon Sayers looks over, he's like, I hope you feel better. And Bill Maher, he's like, of course, you know us dwarves, we're really, and he starts like just coughing real bad. And you see Bomar quickly stop what he's doing and goes right over to Bill Maher and like starts like, like just rubbing his back and like kind of patting it. And Bill Maher's like, you stop that, you silly thing.
Too precious
Get
for
back
this
to
world.
work.
Conrad will say, okay, you take care and feel better, all right? And then I guess he'll head out.
He said, will you stop it? Like, the construct is trying to baby him, and he is not having it. And you think it's probably even worse since he has visitors in front of him. But you guys leave the store, and as you are leaving, you see Corin is leaving the haberdashery.
Oh, Conrad will go like, "Oh, hey, Corn."
Do
Hey,
you
guys.
yell it? There's a little bit of distance between the two stores.
Oh, is there is a? No, he wouldn't yell it. Yeah, he would actually just kind of walk over towards him.
Okay. Well, Damasarius definitely yells,
Okay.
"Corin! Corin!" He grabs his ear like, "Corin!" And you hear Corin as you're leaving the haberdashery to go head towards the market. You hear faint "Corin! Corin!" and you're like looking around, and then you hear it inside of your head, "Corin!"
Oh, he's using it in the earring.
Well, yeah, the first two times he didn't. Then he realized that he had an earring, and then he just used it.
Corin is currently not available. Please call later.
Give me a bluff check. You guys all hear Corn say that, and Damasarius is like, smacks his ear a couple times pretty hard. He's like, "Oh, the damn thing's broken."
Can it do that, Daylock? Conrad says like he's kind of confused.
Oh, wait, what?
Daylock, right? Because he bought the earring.
Damasarius.
No, yeah, but like we all heard it because it's on the earring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you would turn to Daylock, well, like, can it do that? You know?
I mean, do an insight check, I guess, against Corn
Yeah.
to see if whether you believe it,
Yeah. Okay, my bad. Let's see.
because that was meant for Damasarius. So I don't.
But
I
we
wouldn't
would've heard
know.
the whole exchange though, because of the whole earring thing, right?
Was it?
We would have heard the whole exchange though, because of the earring thing.
Yeah, I'm just seeing whether you would believe Corn that it's like broken or that
Okay.
he's not really there.
Okay.
You guys don't know. And Daylock looks toward you guys and oh, okay. And Daylock has a smirk on his face. He's like, I believe Sir Corn just pulled a little bit of a prank or pulled a bit of a fast one over you guys.
Kind of like okay.
That says.
So one thing Conrad will do is like, I'm actually gonna try to look for what time is it actually now in game?
It's about like 11ish.
And okay, I'm gonna go actually look for Telnar, this guy that Billmar mentioned. It should be in the market as well. So
Yeah. Damasarius has just taken off to try to catch up to Corn. Like he
Corin
literally
will-
speeds up to go to catch him.
Corin will try to get away.
Okay. Yeah, you guys make it to about here before
Yeah.
you're just way out in front of Damasarius, and he just kind of gives up. Do you guys follow Damasarius?
well, yeah, we're heading to the market.
Yeah, but did you guys pick up the pace with him?
Oh no, I didn't.
That didn't.
Yeah, he just kind of sits there, looks defeated, and he kind of stares back at you guys, and he just kind of sighs, and you guys just slowly walk towards him.
Don't worry, Damasarius. Next time you see him, maybe you can just give him a big hug.
He kind of smiles, like, maybe that is a good idea. As he cracks his knuckles, he's like,
God damn it.
Corn just needs a big hug.
That does her cat like grin.
He looks over towards you. He's like, I can always count on you for good ideas.
Nat gives him finger guns with finger crossbows with her free hand.
He finger crossbows back. But Corn, you do make your way to Valmart. A tiny bit winded from the fact that you had to like furiously fly over here. But you are at Valmart.
And a Walmart. Bleh.
Valmart.
Valmart.
Yeah.
Valmart.
As soon as you go in the door, you hear the ding, 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 ding. As you see the other Val, completely forgot his name. you see Val Gole sitting in there with his traditional, just apathetic look, and he's like, "Welcome."
Hello, good sir. I would like to purchase your finest vegan rope.
He just stares at you.
Like, you can just sell me regular rope, I just need some rope.
Yeah, I got that. As he like shuffles over to a shelf. And he's like, did you want hempen or did you want silk?
Which one's more durable?
They're both about similar durability. One costs 10 pounds for 50 feet, or 50 feet weighs 10 pounds, and for the silken rope, the 50 feet is 5 pounds. So one's lighter than the other, but the lighter one does cost more.
Then I'll take the silken rope.
The hempen rope or silk?
Silk.
Okay, silk. And he's like, that'll be 10 gold.
Hand over the gold.
Okay. Write down that you have 50 feet of silken rope.
Okay. Thank you. And try to smile a bit more. It makes your day better.
I know what exactly would make my day better, and that is not it. As you feel like a chilly wind just blow past you as he says it.
Murdering your customers, not advised from economic standpoint. Goodbye.
Shrugs his shoulders, he's like, death comes to us all. Be sure to come back to Valmart as you head out the door. Ding, 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 ding. And as you're leaving out, you see Damasceres in the group walking into the market area.
Would I have enough time to fly over to the mines?
Are you talking about before the thing?
Yep.
Given how far away the mine is, you'd be at the mine when you were supposed to be meeting up.
Okay, then I'll just follow the others to the market.
Okay. As you guys approach the market area, you guys see Corn exit out of Valmart.
Yo, Corin.
And what were you doing in there, Nadalin asks.
Shows off the silken rope. Kinky stuff.
You immediately, you're not even quite sure how. You immediately realize that Damasceres is not with the group. And you feel a presence behind you.
Nothing personal, kid.
He is going to make a grapple on you. Do you try to escape it?
Nah, he deserves it.
Okay.
And he knows he deserves it.
He squishes you, and mind you, with your size, you are actually smaller than his arm diameter. So when he hugs you, the rest of you guys, you see Corrin just disappear. Maybe just the very tip top of his head is just like pushing out of Damasceres' arms as his face goes red. And you're going to take 2 points of crushing damage as Damasceres just squeeze you almost to where you pop. And then
Love you
go.
too, big guy!
You said, Nat said you could use a hug.
Yeah, always welcome. Maybe that also needs a hug from time to time.
He looks up and you can tell he's pondering that. And he has like a slightish evil grin going across his face.
That's like a...
Hey, you started this.
I know.
Damasceres is... Yeah, he's a loaded weapon and you guys are just going to turn on each other. But you guys continue to head towards the stall area.
Yep.
Okay. Let me get a streetwise check, Conrad.
Yeah, I was about to say because I never seen
Yeah.
this dude before, so
Yeah, but you're in the market, so you figure you probably just ask around. So
Yep.
give me a streetwise.
1 second. Streetwise. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it does not take long at all. Like within a couple minutes, you're like, oh, you're asking about Telmar, and you get pointed to kind of the most eastern or western side of the market, where the stalls are, and they've told you where he is.
All right,
And-
kind of right over there.
Middle-aged human.
Mhm.
That's what you've been told.
Okay.
You guys head over there, and when you get to the stall that you assume is his, you see a middle-aged man, very, very long, flowing goatee.
Mhm.
Both his hair and the goatee have little, spots of gray and whitening in it. But he's currently talking to a customer as you're approaching.
I will wait for him to finish with the customer first.
He does. It only takes a few moments, and he looks and sees that you're kind of staring at him. He's like, "Ah, wonderful, another customer. How could I help you today?"
Actually, it's how I could possibly help you. And then he'll kind of walk up and go like, I heard that you were interested in some armor at Bilmar Bomar's smith's shop.
Oh, you're the young man who had that wonderful-looking armor piece made. Am I correct?
Yeah. Kill the Manticore.
Ah, good show, good show. Yes, I actually know a few acquaintances out east that would love an exotic piece like that.
Mm-hmm. So, and Kyle actually kind of I assume there's like a little table.
Yeah, it's a whole stall.
Yeah, okay. So Kyle will actually kind of pull out the box and unpack it so he can kind of look at it. This is the
And-
finished piece.
Yeah, he looks at it, drapes his hands over it. He's like, "Yes, wonderful material, and it's such an exotic look to it as well. The little bit of the mane and stuff that the Bilmar use on this lining part is it's simply ecstatic. I've never quite seen a piece like this that balances functionality with beauty. You can tell he's really into the look and feel of it."
Yeah. So, you're interested in purchasing this product?
Well, sir, I am interested in selling it. But yes, one would need to purchase it from whoever owns it before selling it.
Yes. What would you be thinking in terms of price?
Well, what price would you feel comfortable in letting it go?
Yeah, hang on, let me see. Out of character. Now, Damon, would it be diplomacy if I would to encourage him to go first?
Yes, I would say so.
Okay. And then Carl will kind of say, slyly, I asked my question first.
Okay, go ahead and
No.
no good, sir. But I am the customer. You're the one who's supposed to tell me how much something costs. You can
Yeah.
tell he's a pretty savvy business person. He knows what he's doing.
Got you. Okay, let me see. What would it be like for me to make a estimate of how much it would, go for, like market-wise?
You have no clue. You only
Not
know.
clue at all?
Yeah, you know how much you paid for it. That's it.
Yeah, now, actually, so I paid for 150 for it out of character, but that was after I sold some stuff.
Yeah,
And I believe their base estimate was 500 or so.
it was. I thought it was a little bit under that, but yeah.
Maybe like 450, something around that number. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Corin will interject.
Okay.
So, while this is a very fine piece of manticore hide, it's also a very special one. This actually belongs to a manticore summoned to an ancient temple to protect it together with the mighty Sphinx.
Carol actually
Making
look
it-
at you know.
Making
Um,
it have very special properties and a very fine and important piece. Not just
give me
from
a bluff.
technically it's the truth, but
But you did kind of lie about a few things, so
yeah.
Ooh. Technically he meets it, so he beat it.
Damn it.
He's like, oh well, trust me, I know how to weave a tale as well, and you know, I will definitely be using my own tale when I sell this.
Worth a shot.
Yeah, Carl kind of like look at Corn like like kind of like in sympathetic like thank you, but like you're not actually gonna outrightly say.
I mean,
it.
it was a good story. You almost wanted to rebuy it, Conrad.
I know, yeah. Carl was like, damn.
Like maybe I don't want to sell this.
All right.
But good sport, young man. As he looks at you, Corn. You can tell there's a bit of almost admiration in your, attempt to like talk the talker.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Conrad will kind of speak up and go like, well, he's not wrong in some aspects that I actually had to, in the group here as well, had to kill and procure the item. And then I actually had to spend my own initial investment of money to make it. So with that time and resources...
Oh, just give me a price.
Yeah. Carl will say 1,300 gold.
He kind of looks at you and he's like, well, I mean, I am trying to, make a profit on this, and I'm sure you are as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of eyeballs the piece and stuff like that. Given that it's manticore hide, and given the, masterful work by the Bomar brothers, I could make an offer to you for 650.
Inside to see if he's bullshitting me?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to see if he's like actually trying to like Okay. Oh.
He seems on the level. Corn and Conrad, you don't feel like it's too like a real crazy offer. He seems like he's he's kind of hard to read, but he has an air of like just confidence and authority, so it's hard to deny it.
Conrad will actually think about it and go like, that's a fair offer, but...
Sin, you feel a tug on your leg.
Sin?
Yeah, you look down and it's Sin.
Alright, Connor will look at Sin.
He kind of gestures you to lean down towards him.
That's so?
He's like, okay, he's definitely lowballing you on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Just maybe do a little bit more.
Okay. Carl kind of going, okay, yeah. Then he's like, I feel like it can, because there was another person who was also interested, and as you said, this is an exotic piece, so I'm sure I could actually ask around even more if people are interested.
Of course, but who would you find that has the coin to take such a exotic piece? He says it with kind of like a smile to it, like using your own words against you.
I got you. Well, you said yourself you had buyers.
Oh, I do.
Also,
and are you willing to make the trip out east to sell it?
Conrad will actually say, well, you didn't let me finish my thought. One buyer I do know who is interested is Captain Welton. And while he may not have as much coin, I would actually consider it a service to the city if I actually gave it to him.
You don't think that he has an interest in selling it as well? He has a family to look after, mind you.
Conrad's kind of like pondering it again.
Out of character. This party has faced sphinxes, manticores, giants, elemental monstrosities. Simple shopping is what kills you.
This is the first time I ever actually had to do bartering, so yes.
Corin will whisper in his ear. So while I do think a bit of money is good, I don't think that's worth the effort we went through to get this. In all honesty.
Conrad actually kind of looks at Glenn. Yeah, I don't think so either.
You
Yeah,
feel
actually
another
kinda-
tug on your leg.
So looks at Sin.
He motioned you to come back down to his level.
Does so.
He said, just do like 750 and we should be good.
Would you be at?
I mean, it's your suit, but,
Yeah.
you know.
I could see letting it go for 750, Conrad says.
You see the old man start stroking his very long goatee. He's like, he looks over at Sin, giving him the stink eye, because he saw him whispering to you.
Oh, yeah, obviously he did. Yeah.
And he's like, I suppose I could pick the piece up for 750. That seems fair. As he reaches towards his bag and starts counting coins.
Real quickly, I'm just going to do another insight just to see if I'm, like, just kind of coming closer, like, in the sense of, like, okay, it's not going to be a totally bad deal, you know? I'm not saying, like, I'm going to reject it. I'm just saying I want to see if it's, like, okay, this deal, did I get ripped off?
I mean, there's not really anything new to insight.
Okay.
I mean, you thought the last deal sounded pretty good.
That's true, yeah. Okay.
So do you take it?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Conrad takes it.
Okay. He hands you the gold and starts sliding the box onto his side of the thing. And he just puts it on the shelf on the back part of the little stall. It was a pleasure doing business with you. I hope that we can make some more deals in the future.
Maybe so, Conrad says.
And you all have a lovely day.
Alright. And I guess Conrad will walk away from the stall.
Okay. And as soon as you go to walk away, you feel another tug on your leg.
Looks at Sin.
He has his hand out, looking toward you. He's like, okay, manage your fee.
Conrad gives him 50 gold.
He looks at it. He's like, I mean, I was joking. I was hoping to get like a. Whatever. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. As he pockets it.
I could have laughed at that.
Yeah, he kind of just like, you know, hey, better than nothing, Conrad says. And then, you know, just kind of goes back.
Okay. And about this time, it is getting towards the time that you should probably be heading over to Melanodius.
Yep.
And we will go ahead and take a 10-minute break.
All right. Perfect.
Figure shopping is the hardest thing that the parties had to deal with.
I know. God damn it, that dude had a silver tongue.
Yeah.
I've got to go to 3 different places to get my product, so...
I mean, you're kind of having a town invent or come up with a product that they don't make, so it's a little tricky.
Yeah, but it works.
Okay, I will
guess.
return.
I wonder how hard I got fleeced on that armor. Because he basically went half my initial price.
Should have used Glib Limerick before attempting to lie.
Yeah,
I would have
that
made
dude-
it.
But he would have saw you cast, though. Do appreciate the help, though, Corn.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
I'm back.
Hey again.
So who else thinks that the robot is slowly poisoning off for robot takeover?
It's my shop now. Oh.
He could be.
hmm Or it could be just like slowly actually like absorbing the soul of the other brother.
Wouldn't that make it suicide?
hmm hmm That was probably the toughest negotiation I had to deal with.
Just imagine he was a Sphinx instead of...
Oh my god, if he was a Sphinx, we'd all be dead.
Well, not dead, but broke.
Yeah, no, bro. Yeah, definitely. Sorry, my bad. Like, if he was a Sphinx, he would have sold us the Manticore hide that we just killed the Manticore.
No, I think it would have been more like, so, you do know that Manticore hide is actually illegal, so I could take it off your hands to save you the trouble, but it's a big danger for me as well, so you might wanna invest a little bit so it doesn't get tracked down back to you guys.
Oh, that would have been good.
So, how was your week?
All right. Did a lot of traveling this week. I went to New York for the weekend.
Cool.
Yeah.
What did you do in New York?
Sightseeing, that sort of thing.
Huh.
How was your week?
Eh, not the greatest, but
Well, hopefully D&D made it better.
yeah, definitely.
Whew, I feel better.
So how pleased did I get with that deal, Damon?
Huh? I mean, the world may never know.
Damn it. Oh.
I mean, simple math of what you did come out ahead.
Oh yeah, no. Simple math, I definitely came out ahead.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have more coin than which you started with, so.
Infinitely more.
Yeah, so, I mean, overall, logically speaking, pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Is everyone back?
No, I'm still outside.
No problem. I took a dip in the tub.
Wait, if you're outside, who's in here with us?
Dun dun dun!
Well. It's funny because like that was a pretty hard negotiation. Like I like even with the Titan, I didn't feel as like outsmarted.
Titans, not known for being the smartest guys.
Yeah, they make up for it by being able to squish you with their thumb. It's an intimidation factor. Is Moose here?
Nat. Nat.
Snake!
Maybe you went to go do something.
Maybe.
I mean, we're still relatively early on our break, so.
That's good.
Thank everyone who's currently watching the stream right now. Hope you're enjoying today's session so far. Just a little bit of shopping to do, and I guess we'll see what happens once we get back.
Yes.
Oh, you're
coming
here?
back?
No, I'm not.
I'm on my way back, so.
And we have 4 viewers today.
Ooh.
Hey, Nat.
Yeah.
It looks really weird. The stream.
Crap.
Like, I'm only seeing the top left corner of Dragons and Death and Destiny. Like your webpage.
Let's see.
Probably all the one he's watching on the side.
Yeah, mostly.
How about now?
Let's give it a second to
Oh wait, that's
update.
that's preview. Let's see. Would full screen projector work?
I'm not sure. I don't know what's causing this to happen in the first place. But just to give you a heads up, this is what it looks like. Get it?
Huh.
Yeah, it's like really weird looking.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. Just doing a little housekeeping real quick.
I think I got it.
Okay, let me wait for it to catch up to. Yep, there it goes. Thank God we didn't miss anything. Too crazy. It has a crazy amount of side skirt too on it. But we'll fix that. Okay, so everyone's ready to go.
Yep.
Sure am.
Okay. You guys just left the stall and are heading over to the toad in the hole.
Yep.
Nat takes a big swig before they get in there.
Okay, noted. Give me another endurance check, please, because you've been drinking this entire time.
Yeah. Ah.
You're getting pretty buzzed. Like, pretty buzzed. But you enter the store, and as soon as you enter, you see Melanodius there. A large minotaur and a human, very old human male sitting. As soon as you walk in, they're up by the counter talking to Melanodius.
I should have brought more booze, Nat says.
But as soon as you guys go to enter the toad in the hole, Melanodius is like, "Oh, good, perfect, right on time." He looks towards his 2 associates, and he's like, "And this is the lovely lady I was referring to, and that is right there, the the item in question as he's motioning towards your neck, Nat. But strangely enough, it's covered up right now. But you see the other two intently looking at your neck as if almost they could see it.
So don't have to loosen up my scarf or anything?
I mean, they're just kind of sitting there staring at your neck right now.
Not size and like loosens it up so like they could like get a better look or whatever.
And Cletus immediately notices the Minotaur. It's a large female Minotaur. And Cletus looks a little nervous, I guess you could kind of say, but just like a mix between nervousness and excitability.
Conrad, as soon as he realized that they're talking about Nat's collar, he kind of does like he's like it's clicking it for him now, you know.
Okay. And the large Minotaur female starts to approach you, Nat. And she kind of kneels down to kind of get a little bit closer on your level. Still, you know, a foot taller than you. And may I see it?
If you mean trying to get it off my neck, no, but you can just look
No,
at it.
I just wish to see it.
Go ahead. She just... I don't know.
You take off your scarf?
Yeah.
Okay. She starts like observing it and kind of like gently like moves your neck around and head to kind of like get a good look of it. It's very weird, you know, large Minotaur hands, but there's a deftness to it. Like it's very gentle. And she's looking at it and she's like, "Oh, and I'm sure the dumb one over there didn't bother to mention, but my name is Tony."
Wait, he's
And-
dumb? She's surprised about...
She was pointing towards Melanodius, but yes. And the other male looks over. He's like, "And I'm Griffor. I heard that we will be assisting you today, ma'am." And it's kind of weird referring this guy calling you ma'am because he looks ancient. That face it could tell a story.
I think you're helping Melanodius more than anybody, really. Do you see how excited he's been lately?
He gets that way anytime there's anything new to look at.
Ugh.
And Melanodius is like starts gathering up things like there's like bags full of like linen bags that he's collecting, and you know like there's a shoulder bag that he throws over, and he's just grabbing all these things. And after just a quick few moments of him gathering up all this stuff, he looks towards you and he's like, "Are you done, Tony?" And the Minotaur stands back up all the way. She's like, "Yes. Are we going with your plan then?" And he says, "I think that's the best idea." And Melanodius just looks towards you guys and like, "Oh, shall we go?"
Wait, looks towards the group.
Yeah, he looks towards the group.
Go where? Conrad says.
"Oh, you know, I feel that something of this nature is probably best left if we leave town. You know, don't want things blowing up and destroying half the city now." And Izzy chuckles.
Nat pouts.
Tony actually looks, grabs your chin very softly, Nat, and kind of lifts your head up. And she's like, she kind of shakes her head no, like, "No, child, don't do that." There's a sense of ease and calm to the situation that you didn't feel with Melanodius. You get the feeling that their bedside manner may be a little different.
Would it be an intelligence check to see if we can still leave, even though the access is like the next day?
I mean, you were told that the restriction doesn't start until the Exodus.
Okay, my bad.
And you do know that a lot of people were getting supplies today, so...
Yeah, so it's still good to leave.
Yeah, I wouldn't even require intelligence. It's a pretty easy assumption to go, yeah, you could probably do it today.
Alright, cool. Alright, Conrad says. I guess we're off.
And as soon as you say that, Melodius is like, "Oh, of course, let's go." And he just like scampers past everyone. He's clearly overloaded with the amount of crap he's trying to carry. And Griffer kind of rolls his eyes and he's like, yes, let's. As he slowly walks out with a walking cane. And does everyone follow?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You guys make your way. He starts guiding you guys towards the westernmost gate. You guys approach the gate. The guards see you, and the gate's open, and you guys start leaving Lateste. And he just kind of guides you guys, kind of east and south of Lateste, and realistically, like you guys are basically over here. If you see on the map.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's kind of the direction you guys are headed. You guys walk for like a good 20, 30 minutes or so, putting a bit of distance between you and Lateste. And he just kind of, Melanodius is kind of leading the pack, and he just kind of looks over at a spot. And he's like, this should do.
Okay.
And Griffer and Tony are talking to himself and talking to them amongst each other, and Melanodius kind of drops his bags and he walks over towards your guys' group. He says, if you could, I think it would be best if, well, obviously we need Lady Nat's, herself, and I heard that you apparently have a capable healer amongst your group.
We do. Conrad gestured to Daylock.
Wonderful. If you could you also assist us, just in case, her safety is a priority of ours, so. And Daylock is, of course, if you think I would be of use, I would gladly assist you. Wonderful. As he kind of gestures over towards you, or to Daylock and Nat to kind of come over.
She slowly does so.
And he kind of like brings you over to a spot, and he's like, if you could, Nat, could you stand right here? And you, young boy, could you stand directly behind her?
Who's he talking to?
He's talking towards Daylock.
Okay.
You're not a young boy.
But he basically he gets you guys set up like that, and the Melanodius, Griffer, and Tony kind of take a good few steps back, and they kind of motion towards the party to kind of like get behind them.
Does so?
Yep. And Griffer looks towards you, Nat, and he says, basically what we've decided to do is we are going to try to safely overload it. This will teach us one of two things, either the upper limit of said magical item, or if we are able to overload it and cause a surge, we might actually get it to deactivate. Melanodius said that you've been having issues with it, and that removal is something that you may not necessarily want, but something you wouldn't mind.
I guess she's kind of nervous about this.
Okay, just give me 1 second. The zoom in feature never works right. Moose, make sure it's about like 70% zoomed in.
Okay.
And
oh, jeez.
Sin's gonna take a few more steps back just because he's gonna sit back and relax a little bit. Anyway, Stairs, you're just gonna sit back and probably come over here just so he can get a good view of whatever the hell's about ready to happen. Cletus will probably just stand next to him. Conrad and Corn, you guys have free reign to put yourself wherever you want. just so you guys can have a good idea of what the hell's going on, and just so I can keep track of everything. And Melanodius looks back and sees that the party's kind of settled in, standing. He looks towards you. Are you ready, Miss Lady Nat?
Yeah.
Now, from what you've told me, that this may hurt you. You know, both your healer of your group and myself, we shall fortify you and heal you as much as possible, while I ask that you try to call forth your arcane fire as much as possible. And at the same time, Griffer and Tony will also be using magic to use more fire to kind of assist you in overloading it quickly, so that we don't have to go through the painful process of you being in all sorts of pain.
So would fire magic actually help with this process?
Melanodius looks over. He's like, well, that's the goal. It seems to be centered around fire and absorbing, fire elements. So it is something that will probably assist.
If so, I could probably help as well.
Oh, how so?
I've got a little something of a bard magic called Rime of Fire.
Oh, well, I mean, is it something that you could maintain?
Yeah. It's the kind of constant effect that triggers whenever she gets afflicted with something else. So it would probably enhance your flames as well.
Well, we'll keep that in reserve just in case, but let's try this first. I'd really hate to overload it too much.
Okay.
But if you are an arcane wielder, if you do have anything that could help heal or anything like that, do have that on the ready.
Sure, will do.
Is everyone set? And Griffer is like, I'm ready, as he's basically pulling out a tome and he flips to a page. This act seems very familiar to you all. You've seen Sin use magic like this plenty of times. And Tony starts to enchant and ready a spell. And Melanodius just looks towards you, Nat. Alright. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. And he's like, and begin. And at the same moment, first, Tony lets out a large gout of fire on you. And then immediately following, Griffer does the same. And then Melanodius begins to heal you at the same time, as Daylock is pushing against your back, and you can feel the radiant energy flowing from Daylock's hand inside of you. What I need you to do is, first I need you to take 5 fire damage, and I need you to roll me an endurance check.
Okay, does it pierce resistance at all, or is it just like...
Yes.
Okay, 5 damage. And do what?
I need you to roll me an endurance check for the pain.
Okay.
Okay, this hurts. Hurts pretty bad. There's a lot of fire getting towards you, and you feel like with the amount of arcane power that's going right now, you should be doing a lot worse. You have a feeling that Daylock and Melanodius are the only reasons that you are not burning to a crisp right now.
Ouch.
And Melanodius is like, just please bear with it, Lady Nat. Let's keep going, as he looks towards the other ones, and the other two continue to push into it. You now take 10 fire damage, and I need you to make another endurance check.
Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. Okay, so let's do 1 endurance check.
Okay, it's painful, but you grit your teeth and you tense up and you're ready for it. And like you just you almost lose yourself in the pain. You've had a couple drinks, so it's not as bad as it should be. But it hurts still. Definitely hurts. And you feel like Daylock kind of tense up a little bit, and you hear him, kind of in a worried tone. Are you okay, Nat? Should we stop?
It's fine. Just keep going.
And Melanodius is like, yes, please bear with it. Just let's keep going. It should be. And the around your neck feels like there is, I wouldn't even say fire. You have never felt anything like this. Like, it feels like your necklace, your choker is either trying to explode, choke your life out, or suck your soul out. You're not quite sure. Like, it's all bad. And next round, you take 15 fire damage. And I need you to roll another endurance check.
If it ever looks like it's getting too much for her, Colin will also try to interject with Majestic Word
Okay.
as a Reddit action.
I'm pretty much bloodied at this point. And
Yeah,
endurance check. Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Okay. It is super painful. You take another 5 fire damage. At this point, Corin, you feel like healing her might be some assistance.
Okay, cast Majestic Word.
Okay, go ahead and roll it. Okay, you heal back 5 additional hit points.
Plus,
What is it? 5?
modifier. My modifier should be 7, yeah. So 13.
Your modifier is... Oh, no. It's 5.
Oh, yeah, 5.
Yep, mod, not mod plus half.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get 10 hit points back. And you are almost dropping to your knees.
Ugh.
If you were not, pretty buzzed at this point, I would say that you would have caved in and buckled, but I'm giving you a little bit of advantage on that fact that you're drunk. And Melanodius, cries out just a little bit more, and it feels like on your neck, like the burning sensation is no longer feels like a burning sensation. It almost feels like you and the fire are becoming one.
Carly's like looking at you, like he's like gritting his teeth, like, oh my god, like he's actually like, looking kind of horrified.
I need you to make a wisdom check.
Me?
No, Nat. You lose yourself to the fire. Your vision fades.
Do I like pass out or something, or like something else?
Everyone else, you guys see Nat begin to almost teeter. And then all the fire, all the magical energy that they've been casting towards her immediately gets sucked in. There's no longer a stream of magic or anything else. It is just gone. And there is a slight pause of all these magic casters as all the energy disappears, and they're kind of taken aback. And you see Nat's eyes just glowing like you've never seen them glow before. Before this happens. You see just a ball of fire erupt out of Nat. And let me see here. Let me take care of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Daylock gets immediately blasted back, and he falls down on the ground. These three get knocked back and onto the ground. And I need to roll some damage. None of you guys were in the blast area, so just give me a second. You guys don't gotta worry about that. Okay.
Pretty sure we should still be worried.
Let me go ahead and roll this.
We should be very much so worried.
Okay, let me just. Okay. I gotta roll some saves real quick. All right. Okay. Yeah. That hits them. Hits everyone in that circle. Okay. You guys watch as the three arcane users, one slams into Cletus and falls on the ground, looking very smoky. Melanodius. He's looking very smoky. He's alive, but he's really, really hurt. It's you guys can't tell what happened to Daylock. He's blasted back, but he's just laying on the ground, just charred. Not moving, and immediately where you saw Nat, you still see her, but she is completely enveloped in fire. And around her form is a giant flaming visage, just massive. And Nat is now floating there inside of this entity. Nat, you are now dominated.
Okay.
And as this figure, it's kind of humanoid in its shape. It bounds out after this gigantic fiery explosion. And you all hear this voice. I have been freed. After all of this time, Imix rises again. How fate is humorous. Not only is my brood responsible for releasing me, but to be my warden for these last few years. The gods are truly cruel, watching pathetic lives unfold before me. She has wasted what I gave her, but alas, her flesh will suit me as a host as I regain my power. And he kind of looks down towards the rest of you. And for the rest of you, your gift will be cinders and ash. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Hey, Damon, I don't have access to my token.
Okay, just give me a second. That's weird, but I will fix it. Okay, this is weird. I can't access your token. Huh. That is, give me a second.
Yeah.
Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna reload my Roll20 because I can't access any of you guys' tokens right now.
Weird.
I could access mine, no problem.
I really hope Roll20 doesn't mess up at this point because that would suck.
That would suck, especially after this.
Yep, kind of a cliffhanger to leave us on.
See you next week!
Yep, see you next week.
We're only kidding.
And just for so you guys know what was said.
This guy wasn't a gift. He was stopping the flow.
Okay, let's see if. Okay, there it goes. Now I can access it. Conrad. Can you move that token now?
One sec. Yeah, wait. Yeah, now I can.
Okay, give me a second because I'm just going to try to go to a different map and try to grab your token from one of those since it's already pre-set up. Sorry for those that were watching. I just a little bit of technical difficulties. Can you move that one?
Yeah. Let's see. Mouse is freezing up again. There we go. Stay in. Yep.
Okay, did you move it?
Yeah, I kind of like. I didn't actually move it, but I can move it, like there.
Okay. I gotta roll for like 20 characters.
First combat after I got my next new spell. Pretty sure fire's not gonna work against this guy.
Shit happens.
I expected us to be attacked. I just wasn't expecting to be the attacker. The ultimate plot twist.
Come on now, you should know by now not to expect anything.
I kinda expected it.
I didn't expect this.
You expected there was a fire monster inside of Nat? Or the
Some kind of
necklace,
demon.
or- oh, a demon. Okay.
I'm not sure if this is a demon, but
Let me go ahead and group these two tokens for me real quick. Okay, that's done. Now add to turn order. Oh wait, I'm silly. Okay. Let me just get this turn order. Ooh, nice roll, Conrad.
Thank you.
Oh wow, you guys did pretty well across the board. And you definitely beat. Okay, yeah. So this is the turn order. Okay. So you just saw this gigantic fireball come out of Nat. The fire rescinded, and now like a 30, almost 40-foot tall fiery figure is standing before you, Conrad, with Nat just floating like right in its chest area, and she's just standing there. It's hard to see her, but all you do is see her just kind of like almost lifelessly floating there with her eyes just growing.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Hang on, let me see if I can measure this out correctly. Okay, so Conrad's gonna move over here. I think that was the 30 feet.
Okay, and I forgot to do one thing because I'm an idiot. Damn it. Ba-ba-da-da. Boop. And you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, around Nat and this entity, it is very, very hot, very sweltering hot. Like just as you can feel the heat, even from your distance, you can feel the heat.
Yeah, but like in that box, it's like kind of where it's more.
Yeah, you can actually, like you can actually see like heat lines like really bad in the area.
Yeah.
And like you can still see cinders around the crater.
Okay. So Conrad will actually. So he moved over there, right?
Yep.
Then they'll say, "Nat, are you in there? Come on, wake up!" And then like,
You
that's what he's
just
doing with the earring.
okay. You don't see any motion or anything like that.
Okay. And then he'll say, "Release her," and like that's without the earring. And then he'll fire off an arrow.
Okay.
Okay, he's gonna do skirmish shot. Sec.
And Nat, you're gonna be assisting me. Just tell me whether they hit or miss.
Okay. Hit.
Okay. Nat, you take half that damage.
Okay.
Okay, and he's gonna move. I think right there.
Okay.
And
end of your turn?
Hunter's Mark afterwards. He's not doing Hunter's Mark beforehand.
Okay. No problem.
Yep, ends your turn.
Okay. Next up is Cletus. He just kind of looks around towards the group of like, what are we doing? Like, and he's just gonna look around for like some type of guidance. He's gonna hold. He's going to hold a charging action. Hearing Cletus say that, Damasaris kind of looks on the ground and, seeing the not dead people, but the people lying on the ground, he calls out towards all of you guys. We must put a stop to her. If she gets towards town, she could endanger lives.
We can't respond, right?
No. I mean, unless it's like, okay.
Yeah, it would just be that. Understood, yeah.
Yeah. If it's like a one-word response, you guys can respond. It's just
okay.
No big conversations back and forth. You gotta lose an action for that one. But Damasaris is going to clench up and go in for a Howling Strike. I'm not gonna rage because he's a little worried about hurting Nat. Does that hit?
Yeah.
Okay. You take half that damage. So 8. And Damasaris just kind of looks towards you. Looks towards the fiery figure. Give us Nat back! Give us our Nat back! As he howls and just with his hammer charges the guy and just smacks through him. And the fiery form moves when it gets hit. Like, even though it's made of flame, there is like some oomph to it. And that's going to end his turn. Sin is going to okay, yeah. He is going to flip open his tome, and he starts. He flips open his tome. He starts incanting a spell, and with a wave of his hand, you see appear next to the fiery figure a large icy hand that goes in and tries to grab at Nat's body, kind of on the inside of it. So, going to use Bigby's hand. And it does succeed. So it is now grappled, and Nat, you take the 6 damage.
Okay.
How much more HP you got, just for reference?
1.
Okay. And that will end Sin's hand. Corin, with everything that's been going on, like, Nat looks messed up and hurt, but the fiery figure is still standing there.
Could I make an arcane check to see if Vicious Mockery would hit both of them or just the fiery figure?
I would say go ahead and roll one, just on the off chance. You've never dealt with anything like this. You have no idea what to base this on. You've never heard a story about this. As far as you know, this almost fire elemental-like creature has possessed Nat, which is something that you've never heard of. Usually, there are lots of creatures in the world that can possess other entities. Elements have never been one that you've ever heard of. It's usually a thing for demons, devils, and angels, and certain undead creatures. But I would say that you are noticing that whatever damage is dealt to the fire thing so far, it does seem like Nat is also receiving the damage.
I'm gonna try something.
Okay.
Cast Fast Friends on Ned and the strange fire elemental.
Okay, go ahead and do so.
Yeah.
Hits.
Okay.
So now the fire elemental don't want to hurt Ned anymore. Would be the plan.
Okay, so you choose Nat as an ally for this, and the target is against. I will tell you right now that because of the type of magic it is, the charm, you get the sense that targeting one is targeting both. So when you cast Fast Friends, it does hit, but that's like using it to tell someone not to hurt themselves.
That's the plan.
Okay. But you do get the sense that there's not really a difference right now between that and this entity. Because it is a charm.
Worth a shot.
Wait, never mind. That does not succeed at all. That you get the sense that whatever it was, it shook it off.
Okay.
Yeah, I just forgot about something. That was my bad. But you do feel that the spell fizzled.
Okay. So are the 3 mages still down?
Yes.
Then Corin will fly over to the nearest and administer a health potion.
Okay. It's Melanodius. You give him a potion and like he coughs a little bit. He still has a lot of charred marks on him, but he is now awake and alert. But he's laying on the ground. He's kind of like, what happened? Is that end your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. It is something's turn.
Let's just call him Steve.
Yeah. Steve the Fire. Fire Steve. Okay. I gotta remember where I put this. Oh, I know I put it somewhere. Where the hell is it?
I'm guessing you could say he's hot on our heels.
Clever. I'll just open up the thing for this. Boop boop. Sorry about that. I thought I saved a snap of this, but I guess I did not. Okay. Its turn. It is going to... you watch as Nat and the figure, the figure looks like it's reaching towards its side. You see Nat grab her dagger and unsheath it and pull it out, and you watch as fire begins to wrap around the blade and it extends. So both in Nat's hand and in this creature's hand, a large, great sword appears in one of its hands. And, it just reels back, and it's going to make a swipe against Demissaries. Yeah, that hits. Okay, that definitely hits. You guys watch as it just slashes at Demissaries with this gigantic sword. Sword is easily about maybe 7 feet long, and it slashes at Demissaries, burning and just cutting across his chest. He has a very deep wound. And Demissaries gets God damn it! I gotta move this for a second so I can grab Demissaries. Demissaries gets knocked back and on his ass, and he is not looking pretty. He's bleeding pretty badly out of this wound. And then actually, it's going to just make another swipe at Demosaries with the greatsword. Oh, yeah, that hits. You guys watch as Demosaries gets slashed again, and just falls onto the ground, just flat out. And you just hear a, my progeny sure surrounded herself with weakness. And it is going to fire a fireball at you, Conrad. That hits.
Okay.
You take 21 points of fire damage.
Without even with my resistance.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
You notice that it almost feels like as you get close to this guy, like it's this type of heat wouldn't bother you from this distance.
Mhm.
You just get the sense of being this close with your natural resistances to fire. You feel like this type of heat is just kind of different.
Like a different
And-
type of heat.
Sort of metagaming. It's
Okay.
kind of piercing through your resistances.
Got you. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah. And that will end its turn. Conrad, you're up.
So kind of, I assume after getting like the brunt of that hit, like kind of like goes on his knees.
Were you bloodied with it?
I'm 28.
Okay, yeah.
So,
So
like-
you were pretty. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
And he'll kind of see, look at Davis Harris, he's down. The other people are down. He'll kind of raise his bow and go like, "I'm sorry," and then he'll take another shot.
Okay, go ahead and roll your attack.
And
Okay.
I'm gonna use this as an action point.
Okay. With that though, you shoot your arrow.
Mhm.
He kind of just holds up his hand, and as the arrow is approaching his hand, it just kind of evaporates,
Gotcha.
and then immediately a fireball shoots out, almost like in retaliation.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's gonna be an automatic hit. Let me see. You take 31 damage.
Oh, he's down.
Okay. So the rest of you guys, well, Corin at this point, yeah, you see Conrad shoot an arrow, him just completely crisp it to where dust is just there, and then blast Conrad back. Cletus is kind of freaking out about this. Shit, what would Cletus do? Hmm. He's gonna charge the gigantic flame monster. So he's gonna run up and use Goring Charge. And take a pretty hefty chunk of fire damage for that. Does that hit, Nat?
Yep.
Even with your bloodied defense?
Yep.
Thought you were at 21 with that.
Nope.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, and Imix is going to use that reaction. Okay. Shit. How much is that going to be? Yeah. You guys watch as Cletus goes and runs up and charges and gores him, hitting him, and the figure kind of pulls back and basically like congeals like a giant ball of fire in his hand and just like almost kind of bitch slaps Cletus with it. And Cletus immediately gets, god damn it, overlapping tokens, immediately gets knocked back 10 feet and falls to the ground. With that though, I believe, Nat, you did just go below 1.
Yep.
Correct? Okay.
Do I take the half of that, or?
Yeah, you take half of that.
Okay, half of that.
And after he slaps away Cletus, you all hear a voice again. I'm still weak after my imprisonment, and this vessel is weak. This body will not hold me. I will retreat for now, but I will return to see that this spawn is put to ash. She is not worthy of her lineage, or the power that comes from it. As you see the forms start to swirl and swirl and swirl and just blast off of Nat, and it just starts streaking towards the sky like a reverse comet, and just gets a couple hundred feet in the air and just darts off to the north. And as the magic starts to fade, you guys just see Nat's lifeless body hit the ground. Okay. With that, Daemis is going to look towards you, Corin, and says, "Get Conrad." And he's gonna run over, dump a potion in Cletus's mouth. Are you gonna drop a potion in that person? Into...
No, actually, first drop a potion in Conrad and Majestic Word on Deadlock.
Okay. Okay.
It's 10, right?
Yeah. Yes. Cletus gets up, kind of shocked, like, what happened? Daemis Ares runs over, and Nat, you come to consciousness.
So I'm at 1 HP, or?
You're at 10.
Okay.
You wake up, and you see Daemis Ares over you, looking really freaked out, and, you know, like with a potion bottle in his hand.
What happened?
You tell us. You, turned into a fire or something, and you attacked all of us. Melanodius goes over and heals him. So, Griffin is back up. Cletus runs over and administers a potion to Tony. So, let me go ahead and deal with this real quick.
Yeah. Corin's just like, ugh. Or sorry, Conrad's just like, ugh. Like,
How did Deadlock react to the healing spell?
Hold on a second. Okay, so that's Cletus. Cletus would, I mean, Daemis Ares probably would have spent his healing potion. Okay, so that. Okay, so everyone is awake now.
mm-hmm.
Corin, when you cast the spell, you know the spell went off, but there's a sensation like it didn't work. And because one, Daylock is still laying on the ground.
Run to Deadlock right away and do a medical check.
Okay. Seeing this, Daemis Ares runs over.
Yeah, Conrad's gonna kind of stumble over as well.
Yeah, Cletus kind of stumbles over. What you guys see before you is Daylock laying on the ground. There is charred marks up the front of his, you know, like his clothing and stuff like that. But both of his arms and legs are pretty much just charred husks at this point. Both the hands and feet are missing, and on the feet up to about mid shin has just been turned into a matchstick. And with the arms, it's almost up to like the forearms that are just gone. Go ahead and do a medicine check, Corn.
Can I do one as well?
Sure.
Where is it? Oh, it's heal check, right? Sorry.
Yes. You both recognize Daylock is dead.
Conrad just kind of sits down, like, just kind of puts his hands in his face.
And Griffin kind of runs over and he's like, out of the way, give me some room.
He kind of gets up, back up, and, like, stands back.
Okay. You guys watch as Griffin, Melanodius walks over, and as soon as he walks over, Griffin starts checking on Daylock, and he starts calling out things from Melanodius, like, give me the sage, give me this, give me that, as he starts, like, putting all of these components together. All of you magic users, you recognize that he is performing a ritual. And let me pull this up real quick. Ba-da-da-da-da. Griffin looks towards you all and he says, this may take a few. Please bear with me, but this is a very, very difficult process. As he begins enchanting, setting up a runic circle and things like that around Daylock, continuing to chant the whole time. An hour goes by. Then a second hour. Then a third. What are you guys doing during this time?
Well, for one, can I spend healing surges to actually heal myself again?
Yes, you guys can take a rest.
Yeah. How much time has it been? Just a couple hours, you said?
Well, I was just setting up for that. I forgot to mention, Nat, your collar is completely blown off.
Is there like a physical difference when that she's not like?
You feel within your presence that your entire makeup and self entity, like there's something that you feel like there's a big change within your whole body. Like you kind of don't feel like yourself. You're not quite sure if it was what happened or what. And does anyone explain to her what happened?
Conrad would.
You guys might want to. Yeah, let's start off with that. Sorry.
Nat's turtling. Nat is turtling in her shirt right. She's hiding in her shirt right now.
All right. So, do you want me to explain it in character, or do you want me to
do it in character?
Okay.
Yeah, Nat's just like sitting on the floor, like hiding in her shirt. So.
Are you all right, Nat? And like he's like at this point he's like probably still clutching his like arm or some shit like that. He's like only at 7 HP.
Song of Rest while everything's happening.
Nat
so you
doesn't.
get a bit more.
Yeah, Nat doesn't say anything.
Yeah. Jesus, like, were you aware of any of that? Like, did you see anything?
Did I?
No, you completely blacked out. As Sin goes over and he walks over to you and he hands you the collar. All the glow and the gem and all the runes have faded. It is now, it looks like just a regular collar with a cracked gem on it.
Nat takes it. Nat like pops out of the shirt and takes it. And she says to Conrad, No, I have no idea.
It was something called Imex. It said it was your father, in a sense.
And almost unanimously at the same time, Tony and Sin both speak up saying, that's impossible. And they kind of look at each other for a moment. But Tony walks over and decides to focus on this. And Sin sees that and looks towards you, Nat, and you, Conrad, and says, no, I mean, that cannot be Imix.
I actually wait. Can I do an insight to see or intelligence to see if I know what Imix is?
No.
Okay, no.
Yeah, this is something that you need some training or something for. Yeah, you've definitely.
Can Corin do so?
Yes, you could.
Considering his strength in Arcana?
Yes.
Arcana or intelligence?
It's Arcana. Nat, you can do the same.
Yeah, I guess.
Neither of you have ever heard that name.
And I'm super shook. Super shook.
And Sin looks at you guys and Imix is a primordial prince. Recently, after the incident with the kobolds, I had researched primordials since the gem and some of the things that I was looking into had connections to primordials. And the priest of Latest, he had a book that had some information about the elemental princes. And there was a bit of information in there about Imix. He is an evil primordial of fire. And long ago, the gods saw fit to imprison him. And he has been imprisoned for thousands of years. Ever since the Dawn War.
Conrad's still kind of shook, but he's like, well, whatever it was, it looked like some sort of fire monster, and it was insanely powerful.
Sin looks over towards the people who are now kind of overlooking Daylock.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of sneers at him just a little bit, just gives him a dirty look. And looks back towards you two and is like, I mean, if that was Imix, I mean, there's just too many questions now as he kind of stares at you, Nat.
Nat's not staring back. She just goes back to hiding in his shirt.
You feel a small hand touch your shoulder.
Yeah.
Do you look to see where it's coming from?
Yes.
It's Sin.
Ah, crap.
And he's just kind of giving you this look. Probably the first time he's ever given you a somewhat serious look towards you.
What?
There's a sense of understanding to his face. He's like, it's okay.
And Nat smiles at him a bit, you know.
Our bigger concern would be if that was Imix. I mean, if his imprisonment is somehow linked to you and that choker, then if he's free, that is not good.
Karen says, no, it is not.
He looks towards you and he's like, I honestly don't think you grasp how bad this really is, Conrad.
I probably don't, but I witnessed.
It took the combined power of 3 gods to imprison Imix. And not only does this bode not well for the world at whole if this is true, but... And he kind of looks towards Nat. Not judgingly or anything, he just kind of looks towards her and goes, if what it said is true, then Nat, you're a child of Imix. Or at least related to somehow. That's like learning you're related to a god. As he kind of gives you a half smile, he's trying to cheer you up a little bit. Hey, you're related to a near godlike entity. yay! But it's, given the situation, it's hard to be too happy about it, especially with Daylock lying dead literally 10 feet from you.
Mm.
Nat gives in a few pats on the shoulder, thanks him, and walks, goes to see Daylock.
It's Daylock just laying there.
Yeah, Nat's feeling pretty bad about that. Ugh.
And Melanodius looks over towards you, Nat, because I'm sure it's pretty obvious on your face that there's probably a lot of guilt and just embarrassment and just a flow of just shitty emotions coming from you.
Thought she was stressed before.
Yeah.
Melanodius looks towards you and he's like, "It's not your fault, Lady Nat. This is ours. We pushed you."
Conrad will actually kind of pat Nat on the back of her, back and just like, it's not your fault as well.
And Melanodius looks towards Daylock and looks over at Griffin and looks towards you, Nat, and goes, this ritual does take quite a bit of time, so I think we should take a break, but if, we're going to make the most of this situation, I feel that we may want to test the limits of what just happened.
What do you mean?
He looks towards you, he says, "Create a fire."
Now, I don't think...
He's like, "Follow me."
Is my scarf still intact? Like...
Oh, I assumed you probably took it off for the experiment, since they were blasting magic at it.
Whew.
Let's just say Conrad has it. You gave
Yeah,
it to
sure.
Conrad before. Since you always hand him your
Smart Nat.
scarf.
Smart Nat. Smart Nat.
Yep. And he kind of just directs you facing this way a little bit. And he says, just try to use your powers.
Does so?
Okay, what do you use? Burning spray? Goes off without a hitch.
That's kind of surprised at that.
And for the first time, I'm gonna try to say this without revealing too much. Since the time that you received that choker, and since long before, anytime you were to use your powers, you always had that need, that lust for fire, that need to see that need and want to see things burn every time you used it. There's none of that. And as you use your powers, it almost feels like a weight's been lifted off your shoulders. And the ease of using it is nothing that you've ever felt before.
Nat smiles at that.
And Melanodius sees a smile. He says, "Well, at least one good thing has come of this. Let's wait by to see if we can't help your friend." As he walks, kind of like has his hand on your shoulder a little. Well, yeah, you guys are pretty close to the same height. He puts his hand on your shoulder and kind of like guides you back towards Daylock. Okay. Is anyone else going to say or do anything?
Not really, no.
Okay. Well, we will speed up time.
Mm-hmm.
And 8 hours goes by since this ritual starts. And, Griffin gets up a few times to, light candles, draw more runes and stuff like that. And then he looks towards the group and he says, "I'm almost complete, but I need your assistance."
Anything you need.
His soul has already begun the process of moving on. So just my magic alone, I've grabbed hold of the tether from his body to his soul, but I will need your assistance. Anything you think would help, call your friend back to the mortal coil. Anything that you have to offer, please do so now. Basically, for this, you guys got 3 chances. Okay?
Okay.
3 of you may offer assistance in some way attached to a skill check. You must tell me what you will be doing, and anything that is related to Daylock, your connection to him, or anything else that you feel would help, pull his soul back to the mortal world, his body, and everything that's happening.
Mhm.
I need you to do so now. So if anyone has an idea, let me know.
So we got 3 chances only, so only 3 of us can speak, or whatever.
And whatever skill you are trying to use, you must be trained in it.
Shit. Conrad was kind of opposed to the group, like, we should try to convince him that he's still needed in the test by both the people in the test and Onyx Circle, us, his friends.
And the Platinum Band, it says.
And the Platinum Band, yes.
I also have a plan. Considering what I'm probably best at, and yeah. Just in case this doesn't work.
Well, you need 3, so...
Okay.
Okay, so that's 2 plans.
Yeah.
That was out of character, by the way.
Okay. So what I gather is Conrad is going to speak.
Well, I can't speak because I'm not trained in diplomacy.
Okay. So who's going to speak on behalf of the group?
Well, Conrad posed that line of thought to the group. So anyone who quote unquote is trained in that.
This would be basically a diplomacy check.
Exactly. Yeah.
Call it. So whoever is trained in diplomacy. Any takers?
Sadly not.
You're not trained in diplomacy?
Nope.
Okay.
I think only Sin is personally.
Okay. Sin kind of doesn't roll his eyes, but he's like, okay. And he sits down, kind of kneels against Daylock and puts his hand on his shoulder. And Sin goes, Daylock, when I first met you, you were annoyingly stupid. You got under my nerves. You're such a goody two-shoe. Like, you reminded me of kids back at my academy who go to hell on, any of the instructors anytime anyone would do anything bad. All in all, you were just a really annoying prick.
Pause for a second. Is he roboting for anyone else?
A bit, but it's not bad.
Okay.
I'll back out real quick. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're basically overall just an annoying prick to be around. But as time went on, I realized who and what you really are. You're a good kid. And even though we might, you haven't had the best luck sometimes when we're facing an enemy or, things just don't go as well as you'd hope they are. We all see that you do try. You've tried ever since you've met us. You've tried to fit in. You've tried to help us. You've even tried to do what's right, how you feel in the moment. And I'm not gonna lie, Daylock, doesn't matter how much of an annoying prick you were. I would hate to see you go.
Roll it. Is it roll?
I am pulling it up.
Yeah.
Not Daylock. Sin. And I believe he also is going to cast
Glib Tongue or whatever it was.
Yeah, just give me a second. I gotta remember what it's called.
Glib is mine.
Yeah, I think it's Glib Tongue. Yeah, Glib Tongue. So he's gonna get a +5. It says diplomacy.
Ooh.
Okay. And yes, if you guys have any powers or anything that would help back up your stuff, you guys can go ahead and do it. This is a chance again to be creative. You don't
Mhm.
have to think mechanically. Mostly just tell me what you want to do, and I will relate it to game mechanics.
Okay. Corin will do. Okay. First, Corin will cast Silent Image.
Okay.
A silent image of Lady Demeril.
Okay.
Then, Corin will cast Glib Limerick to increase his bluff skill.
Okay.
And, what's it called? Fast Friends to increase his diplomacy.
Okay.
I'm literally buffing myself up to the max.
Yeah. I will say, what is your plan?
Telling a lie about...
Okay, so I will tell you right now, this will be a bluff check.
Yeah, that's the plan.
So fast friends really won't help you with this.
Yeah, it's just for...
Okay. Okay, go ahead and give me a bluff check. First, tell me what you're gonna say, and explain what the illusion is or what it looks like.
It's Lady Demeril blushing and holding a letter in her hand with a big red heart on it.
Okay, let me double check silent image. Okay, yeah, so visual aspects. So I'm guessing just like balls to the wall, pretty Demeril. Like,
yeah,
there's no wind blowing, but you make it so that like the wind's blowing her hair and her, like robes and stuff like that, so it looks all elegant and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and what do you tell to Daylock?
Daylock, this was something I wanted to tell you after this little adventure, but Lady Demeril came...
Oh, okay, never mind. Continue.
Lady Demeril came to me and she asked me for advice because she does like you as more than an apprentice. And it would be such a shame if you couldn't respond to her feelings. Please, come back. Don't leave this woman waiting.
Okay, give me a bluff check. I have to say, this is the first time I've ever heard anyone use bluff or deception or anything on a raised dead ritual. But good job. That's a good job. Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Anything you feel would help Daylock stick to the mortal coil? Any ideas?
I just, out of the character, like, this is like, just me speaking, like, I don't have anything that's like charisma or like conversation, like,
well, give me your,
in training.
just give me any ideas that you have. You've already had someone convince him. You've had someone lie to, make things seem like worth coming back. So anything that is not in the realm of those two things.
Okay. Okay. How about? Okay. So here's an idea. How about that?
Are you trained in religion?
I am not sadly trained in religion.
Yeah. So let me pull up your thing just real quick. But continue thinking.
So
Matt,
I was thinking.
do you have any ideas? Now would be the time to think of them or tell the party.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, so I'm thinking out of character, like, like, okay, maybe I try to convince him that he's not weak enough to fall just to this, evil being. He has to have the strength to force you to not only come back, but to continue to things like such as this. And I was thinking using endurance for that.
No, sorry.
Yeah.
This one would not really work in that way.
I know, but like I don't have any of those kind of skills.
I'd have another idea, but I don't think, since I already did one.
If you have an idea, you might as well share it with the party.
Yeah.
When we got our fortunes told, there were 3 death cards for Daylock, which means he still has 1 more death to go. Hopefully the proper one. So that would be an arcane check that it's told in his future that he wouldn't die here.
I'm not trained in arcane, but
Nat, you are.
What do you mean?
Basically, Corn's idea is he's telling you that. You remember those divination cards that you guys got because you got your fortunes read? Daylock got 3 death cards, so Corn is basically telling you to use your arcane knowledge of divination to convince Daylock that it's not his time because he got 3 death cards. Even that this is only a second death, so he should be coming back anyways. Is that what you're meaning, Corn?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what he's meaning. So it's up to you to translate it and use your ability as best you see fit. If you want to. You know, it's only the cute boy laying at your feet dying.
Why you
No rush or anything.
Being trained in bluff and intimidate, arcane is kind of trained, but slightly lower. But that idea is
try to intimidate him.
If you don't come back right fucking now, I'll slap your ass so hard.
Oh, jeez.
Remember, the closer connection it has to deal with the connection between you guys or something Daylock enjoyed, liked, or had a lot of feelings about. Anything to just anchor his soul.
exactly. We already talked about the Onyx Circle Platinum Band and him wanting to bang Damriel, so we need something else.
That's essentially what this is boiled down to, but yes.
Yes.
He likes her. Maybe not in that way, but definitely. Well,
It's already canon now, Gorn. You made him, like, have a...
okay.
Now when he comes back, he's gonna be embarrassed.
Oh, he is. He totally is, but continue on.
Okay, we'll go with Corn's plan. So,
Okay.
so Nat tells Daylock that the fortune teller said you had 3 death cards, but this is only the second one. You still have one more. You still have one more to go. So come on. And I'm gonna roll.
What do you just kneel down to Daylock say this and then yell at him?
Yeah, I'm doing I'm doing the Arcana though.
You shake his body a little bit.
A tiny bit. It's a little bit.
Divination says that you're supposed to be alive still. You can't die.
You asshole.
Sure. Okay. This is
Arcana?
definitely.
Arcana or Intimidation?
Let's go Arcana.
No regrets. No! Oh.
Okay. If. Okay. As you all circle around, Griffin calls out for all of you to assist him. Conrad walks up, or Sin walks up and says his piece. Very somberly, and just kind of does a half smile as he finishes. Corin, you cast an illusion, and everyone watches as beautiful Demerel appears, hair's blowing. Cletus even drools a little bit because it's such a well-made illusion. Then you, Corin, convince Daylock, or try to convince his lifeless body that he can't die yet because Demerel's, wants to bang him. And Nat, you sit there and you're like, yeah, you can't die because cards and stuff. Don't die, as you yell at him, and
I'm still also probably drunk a bit, maybe.
it's pretty much gone at this point.
Oh, no, my
It's been 8
buzz!
hours.
My buzz!
But you see Griffin as you guys finish. He says, "Well done. Let us all pray that it works." As he finishes the incantation, you guys are just sitting there, and one moment just feels like an eternity. Like the seconds are just crawling by. as you see radiant energy start to billow out of Griffin's hand, and it starts to form and coalesce around Daylock. And very similar to what you guys saw at the temple where you faced the Sphinx, his entire body envelopes in radiant energy. And when it fades away, his arms and legs are restored. The clothes and stuff are still jacked up and ripped all to shreds from the burn, but his arms and legs are back. And there's nothing. As Daylock comes back, and you can see his eyes open as he's struggling to focus and figure out, and he's kind of freaking out a little bit, and Damasaries just kind of like puts his large, hand over Daylock's chest and just kind of like calmly holds him down for a split second, like, easy. And he looks around like, what happened?
You're back, Conrad says.
God, my whole body hurts. And he kind of looks around at all of you, probably looking very sad.
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
Let's just say it was the Sphinx incident all over again. She just like that.
His face goes whiter than it normally is too, which is saying something. And he immediately just looks towards the rest of you like, please don't tell the Platinum Band about this.
Is the Lady Demerald thing still around?
That's actually a good
yes,
point.
it would be. Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Please don't tell us Platinum Band about this. Demrail's right there.
More than likely, though, it's occupying this space, and he's kind of facing this direction, so at the moment, he currently does not notice it.
Corin slightly coughs and moves so he could see her in theory.
Oh, Lady Damarel! As he kind of like tries to stand up, and then he immediately stops and goes. He looks over at Sin, and then he looks over at Eucorn, and he's like, very funny.
It's how we got you back. She blows him a kiss and fades away.
There's no noise, but you see Damarel like,
Yeah.
there's no noise, and it slowly fades away, and he's like, that was not pleasant at all.
I'm sorry, Daylock. That's what Nat says to him.
No, I'm sure it's not your fault. I'm not even sure what happened. The last moment, I was sitting there just trying to make sure that Nat wasn't gonna, melt from all that fire. And next moment, like, I just see a flash, and now I'm here.
So there might also be a primordial elemental that's really pissed off running around now.
And Daylock just is sitting there kind of confused. And at this, Melanodius kind of nods towards Griffin and Tony, and they start walking away, and Tony does. As Tony goes past Cletus, she looks over and she's like, I might be in town for a couple more days. Why don't you, if I see you, I definitely wouldn't mind saying hello. She kind of looks a little nervous as she walks by Cletus and says that. Cletus is like, sure.
Don't let her talk to Gypsy!
And Griffin continues to follow her, and Melanodius just looks towards you guys, and well, I'm glad you were all right, all of you. I'm glad things turned out so well. For now, I will keep what happened today our little secret, but we do need to look into this matter, especially if we are dealing with Imix. This news won't meet Raylon or Welton. We will keep it to the inner circle of Arcana that exists in Elois. We are our own entity, so unless anything crazy comes out of this, it'll be just between us. Any information we find out, I'll be sure to let you guys know. And for the first time in quite a few days, like Melodius is kind of back to his regular self of not like super excited. It could be because he was almost killed and seeing everyone else almost fucked up. There's definitely a more somber, more serious tone to this. But he looks towards the group and says, and like I said, do not worry. This will stay between us for now.
Just go get some sleep, Melodius said. That's what Nat says to him.
He smiles. Yeah, he looks pretty ragged at this point. He's really tired. As the three slowly walk away.
Well, we should probably get to the city too, Conrad says.
Yeah, at this point it is about 9 o'clock. It's definitely nightfall.
Yeah.
And it's well into nighttime.
Conrad's actually going to kind of like wipe us off a small tear. Like, I'm really glad you're back, Dayla.
I'm glad to be back. But just, again, don't let the Platinum Band know. We have certain guidelines when it comes to death, and I don't know if they would feel comfortable allowing me to travel with you guys if they knew what happened.
Which time? Conrad says like a light, just kind of trying to make a light of the situation.
That hits him.
Sin looks over and says, "What are you talking about, Conrad?"
Nothing. Bad joke. He says, just kind of like, he actually accepts Nat's hit of him. And let's go back.
How hard do you hit Conrad?
Yeah, because the mood she's in, pretty hard.
Okay.
Unarmed?
You are not.
Well, what's your strength modifier? 4, right?
3.
3? Okay, you take 1 point of damage, Conrad. He kind of slaps you in the back of the head.
Well, that probably hit a wound, because now he's down 6 HP.
Oh, you remember you had your short rest to spend
so am
healing
I all the way
surges.
back up?
Yeah, you've had time. It's been 8 hours since the fight.
Okay, gotcha.
Hell, you guys could have technically got a long rest with that.
Perfect. I would actually liked it though. She actually punched him and he just dropped down dead. That would have been funny.
One day.
Oh
Man, Nat would have the record for the most team kills in a day.
Oh, that would be true. Alright.
Just take us back.
Yeah. I assume we all head home at this point.
Oh, if you guys want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to check the crater or something?
Do you want to?
And that maybe give like a double look over.
Okay.
Go.
As you guys get ready to leave, Nat kind of stumbles over to the crater. I will say it is dark now. So, with your vision, you would not really be able to make out anything. You need a light source.
Like, she's kind of remembering the crater, but she's like kind of holding her neck, like kind of like a "that could have been me" kind of moment, exploded in there, kind of. But then joins back with them.
So you guys start making your way towards town.
Yep.
Okay. Takes like a good 30 plus minutes to get back. And the guards see you as you're approaching. One of the guards, hail! As he's kind of like holding up his torch to try to get light on you guys.
Hey, says.
Oh, the Onyx Circle. I was hoping you guys would return soon. It's getting close to when we have to close up the gates.
Yeah. We just got back and Conrad holds up his pass.
Okay. He goes through and checks all your guys' passes. Open the gate. As they open up the gate. You guys have a wonderful evening. It's glad to have you guys back.
Yeah, I guess. That's what Nat says.
Okay. And you guys make your way over to the squawking box.
Yep.
Okay. At this time, it is pretty late. It's around like 11, a little bit after. You guys enter the squawking box, and you guys just see Felden there, in Trey.
Uh,
My two favorite people, Matt says.
Conrad's just gonna walk to the bar and order a beer.
Okay. Damus Aries is gonna order a round of ale for everyone.
Yeah.
Corin goes straight up. He scored at 8.
Okay. So you go up to the 3rd floor?
Yeah.
Okay. Yulon's door is closed.
Knock.
You knock?
Yeah.
No response.
Well, back down the stairs.
Okay.
Nat says to Dalek, why don't you go get dressed first? You know, just so make sure they don't notice.
Lady Nat, honestly, I mean, I can explain why my clothes are messed up. I have a feeling if I go upstairs, I'm not coming back down.
Ooh.
And I for the first time, I think I could use this. As he grabs his ale and just starts drinking it.
Fair enough, and she grabs hers and starts drinking it.
Yeah. You guys sit. Corn, do you come down and join them for an ale?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's a pretty good ale. It's a summertime ale, so there's a little bit of citrusy to it. It's actually pretty nice. And after the day you guys have had, it's a pretty good day up until that one point. So you guys are feeling a little bit physically and emotionally just kind of drained.
Mm-hmm.
And as you guys are drinking, Sin finishes his. He's like, well, that's been a day, but I think I'm going to get some rest. And he looks towards Cletus and he says, I know you wanted help with that one thing, but I think it might be best if we do it another night. And Cletus kind of nods towards him. He's like, yeah, that's okay. As Sin starts heading up the stairs.
Night's in.
And Daylock is like, oh, and Sin, thank you for your kind words. And Sin looks back, like deadpan slow turn, without moving his body towards Daylock as he looks over and just kind of squinting his eyes. And he's like, you heard nothing. As he just goes up the stairs. And Daylock kind of blushes a little bit and smiles. After a few, Cletus finishes his ale and looks towards you guys and says, yeah, I think I'm going to get some rest.
Night, Conrad says.
Night. As he goes upstairs.
Nat's looking at Daylock's arms and legs.
Very smooth looking skin. Again, with most traits that Daylock has, he would definitely make a girl jealous with how his arms and legs look. Like you can't tell if it's his, natural light skin and hair, but it looks like his arms and legs are completely shaved almost. Like it's just like a smooth porcelain doll.
Out of character, at first you kill him and now you want to hit on him?
No.
I'm not hitting on shit. I'm just describing the scene.
Yeah, no, I'm just joking.
She feels bad enough as it is. Don't make her hit you again. Good thing it wasn't in
No,
character.
he didn't say that in character.
I know, you're lucky it wasn't in character.
I mean, who am I going to say that as?
I know.
A random man appears in front of you and says, look at him with his porcelain face, like a doll. No, none of that happens. It's just you're noticing it since you're looking at his arms and legs.
I mean,
Which is something that you haven't seen thus far up to this point since you've known Daylock. This is literally the most skin you've ever seen on Daylock.
she stares.
Is everything okay, Lady Nat?
Today was full of surprises.
Yeah, and sadly, I just have a feeling that even though, your collar has been fixed, destroyed, it almost feels like, with everything that you guys have said, that you might now have more questions than, resolutions.
Let's just worry about it another time. I don't think anyone wants to be thinking about it right now.
Here, Conrad says, and he's just drinking. He's actually been very quiet so far, just drinking.
Do you, are you
The
gonna
overall atmosphere in here, I have a feeling, is just kind of quiet, as all of you are just sitting at the bar, like taking a sip. Someone says something, like "Yep," and then just a long silence, and someone says something else, and everyone's like "Yep,"
do you,
and then you just get your drink.
do you need another drink, Daylock? And that says,
Like it's almost like King of the Hill when they were sitting outside drinking the beers, just yep, and like that kind of moment. Apparently, no one watches King of the Hill. Never mind.
I do. I get what you mean, but
Okay.
not as asking Daylock if he needs another drink.
No, I think this is enough. I mean, I've never had a strong tolerance for the stuff. And he's slowly sipping his.
Corin's mission for the evening is making sure that Ned doesn't drink too much.
Okay.
Conrad's mission for the evening is getting drunk, so he's actually drinking a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, drunk time. He's drinking.
Nat.
Yeah.
Your necessity to drink and what it comes from and stems from, and some of the reasoning that you were continuing to do so, you no longer feel that way.
Nat definitely wants to drink anyway.
Yeah, but everything else, like there's definitely a different reason now for you to drink, just because I have a feeling you're probably sitting pretty close to Daylock considering how you're feeling about the situation. So every time you look over and see his bare arms and legs, it's kind of a reminder.
It is.
They're saying Nat's staring at his legs a lot. Out of character again.
I mean, you notice it. You see her keep staring at his arms and legs.
Anyway.
Once again, you're lucky it's out of character.
I was out of character, but in universe.
Yeah.
After a few moments, Damasarius finishes his ale and it's like, I think I'm gonna get some rest too. I haven't been getting a lot of good rest lately, so after what happened today and the last few days, I'm just gonna go catch some early sleep.
Actually, get some sleep this time. That's what he says to him.
Oh yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Conrad just kind of lays at him and he continues to drink.
And as he starts to go up the stairs, he's like, "Vacations tomorrow." As he's just slowly treks up lumbering up the stairs.
Nat feels her neck.
Okay.
Like Conrad still has a scarf, so she's just like feeling her neck. Like,
it's weird. You feel like the slightest, like almost imprint from where the collar's been this whole time.
Understandable.
Like it's a ring that you wear all the time. It just has that natural kind of indentation. It takes a while for it to go away. But other than that, it's a little weird. You've been going the last few years with it, so it's almost like an accessory that you just always have. So it's just kind of weird. There's nothing there anymore.
Must feel weird to have that fresh hair just touch that part of her neck.
Actually, she's like just doing this openly, right?
Yeah.
So Conrad just kind of seeing that she's doing that. It's like must have been you must have been having that on yourself for a while now.
Several years, yeah. Did she just continues to do so? She is just not used to it.
Yeah. Conrad goes back to drinking, and then
Nat does too.
Okay. At this point, you guys have definitely finished your ales.
I just want to order another.
Okay. Daylock looks towards you all, and it's like, as he finishes the last sip of his drink, he sets his tankard down and is like, okay, with that, definitely gonna get some rest. Platinum Band won't be here for a week, so I think I'm gonna take this time to, rest a little bit.
Get some rest, Ayla, Conrad says. And he kind of does like a soft smile at him and nods.
And he's like, of course, I'll sleep like the dead. As he gives like a half smile.
Oh, come
Too
on.
soon.
Oh, come on, Daylock.
He kind of he grins as, at your guys' response, kind of blushes a little bit and starts walking up the stairs. He's so cute.
Who says that?
Huh? The world. The wind. But you guys are able to get another drink. That will be, I think it's 2 silver.
2 silver, I believe.
Yep, 2 silver for another one. So anyone who wants one, Conrad, Nat, are you getting one, Corn?
No.
Okay. Felden drops your drinks and kind of stares at you guys and says, "You seem to be in lower spirits than you were earlier."
Who is he talking to?
Just the group in general.
It's been quite the day, and he just kind of says that with a bit of a tone in his voice, and he sips his drink.
Nat says, a lot worse than when you found me before. And does finger crossbows to him.
Felden kind of smiles and he says, "Well, I mean, I saw you guys when you were leaving, so you guys definitely seem to be in better spirits." Roll an intelligence check for anyone who, actually, never mind.
Oh.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yay!
Shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Corin. Felden wasn't there all morning. You didn't see him in the bar at all.
You weren't there this morning. What are you talking about?
He looks at you, Corn, and just smiles very warmly. He says, "Of course I was here. I am the squawking box in its entirety. So I see everything that goes on in here," as it gives you like a little wink and a smile.
Nat kind of laughed at that.
So do you watch us sleep? Because that would be kinda kinky, kinda creepy.
What did you say? Sorry, the first part broke up.
So are you watching us sleep?
And he looks towards you with a very sly smile this time. He says, "I see everything you guys do."
Oh.
Nat's looking at both Corin and Conrad with her. With a.
Hey, I got nothing to hide.
I know
You hear Trey chuckle.
Well, Carol will just say, "I hope you enjoyed the show then." And he chuckles.
Just for the record, Corin would sleep on the nude today.
Okay, noted.
That explains a lot, actually.
And Trey looks over to Felden and he's like, "Stop that, old man. You don't want to freak him out." And he Felden shrugs, both hands up, just whatever. He's like, shrugs and says, "I'm allowed my fun."
Oh, but him being the whole squawking box, that would have been cool. That's what Nat says.
And Felden looks at you, he says, "You never know."
Well, probably the first time Deluxe ever been inside of someone.
Felden smiles at that, and Trey chuckles.
Carol chuckles at that a little bit too.
Yeah, Nat's happy that Trey's chuckling. That guy.
But you guys finish your ale. Another hour passes by, or half an hour. At this point, you guys are starting to get pretty tired.
What time is it?
It's about midnight ish. 12 or 11:30 ish.
So I guess Kyra would be kind of like we said we were finished with our ale, right?
Yeah.
It's like Kyra would kind of like hit the last sips, like put it down, like, well, I need to get to bed.
Yeah, let's all head up together.
Yep.
Hmm. And that sighs and just says, fine.
Okay. Who's going in what room?
Kyra's going to the communal room.
Okay.
Communal room, of course.
Okay. Nat.
Yeah, now we'll go to that room too.
Okay. By the time you guys get up to the room, you see a passed out Cletus, Sin, Damasaries, and Daylock all in the same room.
Aww.
Aww.
And there are plenty enough beds for you guys as well.
Kyra just kind of finds a bed, like, gets settled in.
You guys all go to bed? And yes, Corn, your bed of your pillow forts is still there.
Still
And,
growing.
It actually looks bigger than when you left it the last time. You haven't been in this room for a couple days, and now it's bigger.
Just as planned.
You're not quite sure how or why, but
He don't care.
yeah, I really don't think you would care, but I'm just saying, like, you don't know how, but it's bigger now. More pillows added to it, and it's now has a large chamber on the inside. For you, large chamber. Like this is easily taking up half the size of the bed, and they are pretty big size beds. They're basically all king size beds. But you guys find yourself slowly drifting off to sleep, and after a wonderfully crazy weird day, you guys find rest. And that is where we will end tonight's session. Go ahead and stop the stream, Moose.